Don't look at my character sheet.
Oh man.
We could be Jaden the priest, the novice, the soldier.
You want to be priest?
All right.
Better open up the priest page.
The
Holy
priest page,
Cross
the one
right
that doesn't
there.
exist.
Read that part right there. It says Holy Cross. It's not a cleric.
No, so I will let you know that these are all homebrewed characters.
Oh, okay.
Everyone
Throw
is
this out.
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's going to run that way, but it's not going to be specific to that.
No. So it's loosely.
Did anybody pick the torso?
I did.
The
You
what?
did? Of
Uh-huh.
-3
I get to
level?
shoot it.
Okay.
Wheelchair.
No. He doesn't even get that. He's just a torso.
He needs to roll around.
I'm not very smart. I'm the dumbest vampire you could hope to have.
Okay.
I wouldn't even know which blood to suck.
My intelligence.
What? Darn.
I'm hoping he's the smart one because I'm at a -1 on
I'm at a
intelligence,
9.
Usually,
So am
I
I.
must be stupid with a -1. See, you're an adventurer, so therefore you're above average. To be -1 means you're just bad.
I'm on a 9 too.
A -1's like a farmer or a. Not even that. You're just like.
It's just townsfolk.
All right.
But there's a reason why.
Okay.
I did it with just the 15, 14, 13, 12, 10.
That's
8,
fine. It
whatever.
won't matter.
Oh, no, you probably won't need that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Alright. So we'll start off with looking at my little one-shot homebrew page I gave you guys. That was yours, bud.
Oh.
Still laughing calling his name. It's so funny.
Wasn't listening the first time. It's coming.
Alright.
I was reading. Okay.
So, you guys are part of the church. The church has been around for centuries, watching over the world and noticing the evils that started to surface from the 9 hells. No one knows how it was founded, when, or really why. Just that the church has always been there, and has always been headed by the 12 elders. The church's reach is far and wide, as they have people on all 4 corners of the world listening for threats. They have many branches within their walls. The travelers, who listen to the stories of monsters in the dark, keep an ear out for anything that would need more attention from protectors. And protectors are the smallest group that is placed on the front line against the damned, protecting innocents to the best of their ability. All protectors are handpicked by the elders, choosing only those that show great potential. And your party is all part of the protectors. So,
The extra pencils. Or a pencil.
I have 8 pencils you guys can use.
You need some writing utensils?
Yeah, some
Pencils.
pencils.
Pens work or just
Pens
pencils?
works, yeah.
Pens
Yes.
work. Yeah.
I have pencils.
I got you
Which
guys.
one do you prefer?
Whatever works for them.
Whatever you got handy.
Well, I got both handy.
Oh,
So that's why I asked which one you prefer.
probably a pen because you probably write better
Do
on
you, did you need your race stuff or no?
it. No, we'll have no.
Perfect.
Yep.
Awesome. Organization.
Yeah, you guys are gonna need to take notes. This is gonna be sort of role play heavy, so it's a little out of some of our comfort zone. It's mine. Just to be more role play heavy for sure. All right, so I'm gonna set the stage for you guys.
Did you guys need anything else? Like
Maybe a hardback
dice
board.
or
Because I
okay.
feel if I write, I'm just going to go punch through.
I have
Actually, I can put it in my book. It's all right.
I've got some boards for you if you want. You can write on these.
Yeah, just anything hard because. Awesome.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Self-serving.
Nice. This is
I have
perfect.
supplies.
You've done this before.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants.
All right.
Oh, that's right. I'm not gonna do the internet. That is no.
You're silly.
Did you die already?
No, no.
It's pretty bad if he died during character creation. Just saying.
I've heard this use. Goku.
Goku.
So.
There it is.
What are you?
So you'll have to explain some of the
I'm a
pieces of this puzzle church and my particular character being at crossroads where he cannot.
Really fight?
Well, there's can't really go inside the church. There's other issues.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I didn't forget about that part. So your vampire is on a path of redemption.
Okay, a redemption vampire, got it.
Oh yeah.
But he's
So-
still keeping all his things until
Yeah,
he.
that's
finally-
why he has a watershed of animal blood. He doesn't really drink human. Well, they don't really drink human.
He's
blood.
like a vegan vampire.
Pretty much, yeah.
Got it.
He's
Yeah.
played.
He's
Well, he's like
blood.
a vegan vampire. He doesn't do meat.
Yeah, you're playing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. That's
I
like
mean-
the coolest vampire.
Yeah.
Pretty sure just from like
Synthetic.
There's no synthetic blood in this. This is set in like the 1800s.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
man.
just
This
a-
is going to be rough on you, then you're probably going to die.
Well, I'm gonna go to the priest and say, hey, I need some something to help. Some kind of help.
well, big needle.
Goat blood?
We'll just keep a goat behind us.
Yeah.
Injected into
A
your
quart of
body.
blood.
Nobody
every
cares
day.
about that.
Well, the blood it keeps the doctor away.
All right, where we at?
I got that goat.
What do you name them?
Sally.
Wow.
Sally the goat.
Well, since you got a priest here, he can marry you too.
How did the goat and the vampire?
It's
So
gonna be an
death
action
do us
movie.
part? Well, that might be pretty short.
So the vampire is on a redemption arc, and
Okay.
basically,
We've known each other, apparently.
Mm.
So I don't have to explain to somebody else I can't go into church.
no, most people won't know that you're a vampire. They'll just
Except
think
when I
you're really
smoke.
polite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except for I look up hungry every time I look at it.
I can persuade them how not hungry I
Staring
am.
into the neck.
I'm not hungry.
Seriously, guys, I just ate.
I'm fine. Seriously. I know I look bad, but it's just, it'll pass. It's a little sickness.
Girls, stupid aliens.
I got the flu last week.
Didn't get enough blood.
Because the plague! Plague carrier!
Been really weak lately.
Shun! Shun the plague carrier! Shun!
Oh, it's without permission.
Yeah.
So there's some pieces I have to read extra careful.
I told you, my handwriting's not good.
That's okay.
Anything we need to know? We should be doing.
Running water.
Hold on.
Run
Yes.
for your lives.
Yeah, yes, I did.
You're up.
This is
Sleep
just-
priest.
No, look at your
There's a base with something moving there. I guess while waiting, we can describe each other. What do you
Oh.
see? Let's see. For me, I'm pretty much wearing leather armor. I assume I have a holster,
Mhm.
and looks like it's
Says choose your dice.
a revolver in the holster. I have a short sword on the left side.
Then, matching color.
And I'm holding on to a crossbow. What you see about the crossbow, it has what looks like a clip on it. And I have a look of boredom on my face. What do you guys got? What do you look like? What do I see?
Just a human with cloth armor, which doesn't make sense to me.
It's just cloth,
Just
Clothes?
Just regular
yeah,
clothes.
just regular.
So I'm not wearing armor.
You have natural armor.
Oh,
So,
okay.
vampire.
Got it. A rapier in the back, and that's Oh, I see it right away. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay. So I have a dagger and a holy cross.
Every one of you but the vampire also has a holy symbol that they wear around their neck as a necklace.
Oh, is that one of the?
Does it have anything? Does it have any power?
It just the holy symbol you guys wear is this, a specific kind of cross that kind of just represents where you're what you're from and the church. Not many people would know what it means, but
So
I'm
your
gonna protect
rank?
here. No, it's not really your rank.
It's right
just
here
like,
in the Holy Cross.
No, the holy cross is for him.
No, that's something.
Oh.
That's just for him. This
Oh,
is just something.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the holy. This is just something to let. No, a lot of people will know what it means, but it's like a specific looking cross that's not something you can only get when you enter a church, but it's something only protectors would have. And if another protector saw you, they'd know that you were one of them. The only one who fit is the vampire, where it would burn very badly.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Hey Jay, you can have fun tonight. You touch him from one end, I'll touch him from the other, and we'll see what happens.
You can push him into the church.
If you're invited, I don't take any damage.
Wait, does he burn from light?
Yes, I take a whole crap load of damage in
Actually,
sunlight.
take that 20, put it in half, maybe 10
Okay.
for both those
Okay.
things. That's what I meant to do.
Okay.
Are you ready for us to give us the story now?
Is that per round? 10 per round? Is that how you're gonna do it?
What?
We're running water per round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Don't go in rain water, but don't worry, that's not gonna be a problem.
Okay.
Alright, so setting the stage. You have been called to go to Goshelm, a small town surrounded by a forest that seems to go on forever. For as long as anyone can remember, it's been said that the forest houses howling creatures of the night. Creatures that grow to power during the floration of the full moon. Though it was told to be a folklore, by parents to keep their children from going into the forest at night, the church still kept a close eye on it in case it ever was needed for them to show up. And it seems that time has come. You've been set up to meet with Griffin at the town's entrance, the only way in or out by road. And this is where your story begins. And Griffin is a town's member.
So we're a ways away from Goshelm.
No, you're at the entrance.
Oh, we're just right in front.
Yeah,
And Griffin's standing there?
Griffin. No G.
Hmm.
Griffin.
Griffin?
Griffin.
I was
Griffin.
thinking Griffin.
That's
Like
what
the
I thought, too.
animal.
No, Griffin.
Okay.
Oh, you're riffing funny?
Yeah, Griffin.
Got it.
Yeah, Griffin.
So he's there, we're at the gate with him right now, or what?
Correct.
We're here to
Well, there's no gate. This is a small town. It's pretty much
like 20, 30 people.
I'd
Is that
say more like 100, 120, but
okay?
it's like the 1800s. You know, small town's not tiny village.
Sure. Okay.
So
So I guess, talking Griffin, just ask, what's the status we're sent here by the church?
So, honestly, Griffin really doesn't know what the church means.
I don't even know
When
what
you
church
guys,
we're
when you
from.
guys, oh,
From
it's,
the church.
it's called the church.
The church, the
Yeah, it's
only one.
The
That's
only
right.
church.
The
It's
only
it's so there's there's multiple churches, but it's kind of like how we
Protestants, Methodist, Catholic kind of thing, or just
It's
like
more it'd be more like the Catholics, but there's like no other branching off religions.
Okay.
There's no branching off other churches. It's just known as the church.
from.
You know, it's no like specific
All right, fair enough.
religion
I won't
to it.
mess
It's just
with
called it's just called the church.
Okay.
You know, they have God as their God, and that's it. That's all it is to it. They don't really.
Because D&D is all weird in that area, so
I don't want to put too much thought into it.
no,
I was
let's
just like,
fly
I
over
can
that.
bunch of religions to this, but then I would confuse myself.
Yes.
So we just have the church, and it's just referred to as the church. It's not some special church. There isn't really it's kind of in a way themed by like kind of the Vatican in a way. That's what it is.
So Griffin, do you have any people that are experienced with all of these creatures that are hearing, and maybe they can get us more insight of what we're looking for and when and what?
Well, again, like I said, Griffin doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know what the church is, and it's the way you guys say it. He knows that that's the title of it. But we do have I did have a man tell me that there's going to be 3 people coming who is going to come help us with this issue we've been having for the last year, possibly longer. I believe it's been longer.
Okay, tell us about the issue.
Well, at first we thought it was just like a wolf or wolves. I was on the corner of the forest and these beady yellow eyes every now and again during the week of the full moon as it came to fruition. But then people started disappearing, just vanishing before we'd even know what happened. Occasionally we could hear a scream, but before we could even get to where the person was, they were gone.
How many people have disappeared?
At least 30.
You have a strange accent. Where are you from?
Here.
I hear like a Scottish undertone.
Scottish. Nope, I'm from here, from Glasgow. But that's not even the weird part, is them disappearing. I'm just gonna make it worse now.
Okay, wait. I have a question.
Yeah,
When is the
we do the full moon. It's
Look at
just
you.
it depends on the month.
Okay, so when's the next full moon? You should know.
Even though it's coming up, so you're asking.
Yeah.
He's thinking way ahead. He's like, when's the
He
full
is,
moon?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you
We
listen,
do the
he
full
said it
moon is
happened
gonna be
during
in
Tonight.
about a week.
Oh.
A week's time. No, it's a good question.
Do you have any trackers?
We have one. It's not the most kindest man to go after though.
Oh, we'll be fine with him.
Um,
I'm sure he'll help us out.
Have the people disappeared pretty much in the same area, or just all over?
It's been all over the town. We're surrounded by the forest. I mean, as you can see, this is the only way in or out of this town's road right here.
So when you say in or out of the road, is it gated all the way around, or is it
No, it's
fenced? It's just an open
It's just open
town
forest.
like a.
It's open town, but
Like-
the edges, besides the road that you guys came in and out of, it's just forest. There's no walking paths. There's no real trails either. Like they kind of just go in and out to hunt.
So they don't have a wall. They don't have anything physically built up. They're
How far is the forest from the town?
50 foot out.
It's pretty close. It's like right there on the edge. You can tell that maybe they're thinking of like starting it. They have an edge over on like the east side. They're starting to cut down some wood. They have some, but they don't have a lot of manpower in this town.
Well, 30% of their population's disappeared.
Yeah.
They should look at something.
It's not Thanos yet.
Not Thanos.
But the thing
Down to
is,
5, then we're worried.
the thing is that the disappearances isn't the weirdest part. It started happening. I actually you're gonna get it. The weirdest part isn't the disappearances. It's that a month after it started happening, some of the disappeared people came back, mauled, to almost no recognition. And then even weirder still is when they did start coming back, they were different. Very different.
Explain to
Oh, you don't have to know them to understand the differences.
Show us.
People.
Do you have one nearby we can talk to?
It's not physical differences. It's like person, their self is different.
Okay.
They go from being shy and timid to being outgoing and courageous. From being trying to remember this.
Physically the same?
Is it? Yes, but they held themselves differently. And there's something else different about them.
Okay.
It's very hard to explain.
Well, that is fine. I'm looking for your tracker. Where might I find him or her?
You have to find them at the cottage. It's the one, the far south, closest to the forest edge.
Okay.
Crazy bastard won't even leave if they ever wanted to.
Well, that's fine. We'll be fine.
Wolves attacking and such. You'd think he'd leave by now. Get closer to the town central. He likes where his cottage is at.
What time's it right now?
Right now, just a little bit after dark started. So,
7, 8.
like, yeah, 7 o'clock.
Huh? 8?
7 o'clock. And when you guys arrived, you guys did arrive in like a fully covered,
Decked out
Dark.
caravan with a
Dark.
driver,
dark.
limousine.
That's the carriage.
Sure.
So is there a
Oh, you can travel. You can't really travel in the light.
an inn or something that we'll get settled into? We're gonna be here a while.
Oh, we don't really get visitors in our town, but we do have a family willing to take you all in.
Outstanding.
Oh, did they come back from the
No.
forest?
The family willing that took us in? Or that's going to take us in?
Yeah.
Good question.
But they did lose the daughter recently to whatever this horror is.
Sure.
How much people are in the family?
There's about maybe 4 people. So
But
the daughter
that's,
that's
that's
missing?
not including the daughter.
And what's their name?
They're
There's a site that you could just
Yeah.
jump in and get in.
Brandon and Sally Maples. Yes, there we go.
they are the widows.
The what?
Widows.
Wait.
Waydales. Waydale. Widow.
I thought maybe it was gonna be red one.
Next time I'll do the.
Mhm.
So next time I'll do the.
Okay. I think we should go talk to the Waydale family.
Well, he was
Yes.
actually going to suggest to lead you over there where you knew where it was at first.
Okay.
So if you to follow me, I'll lead you over to where it was they are.
Thank
And
you.
he brings you towards the center of the town and kind of ventures off towards the left a little bit, so you can see that you're towards the middle of the town. And knocks on a door to a house that's looks like just like any other house in this town. You can tell it's not very not really rich or no mansions. They're just basic cottages that you can tell have been passed down from family to family for centuries. And you get some little wear and tear. You can tell that they've had to fix parts of the house because some of the wood is newer and not as old and weather worn as some of the other parts of the house. He knocks on the door, and a younger boy answers it and looks up. Hello, Griffin. He's the. You can tell that he's having a struggle trying to talk. Like he's he can't find the words to describe himself. And so,
Later.
what were you asking?
Channel
Oh,
DD. He was
I
gonna
know.
look it up
Oh,
later.
so your channel deity isn't really a channel of divinity. It's you're just channeling God. Is what that is.
No,
it's just
no.
a basic.
A prayer that over the dead or entered the sloppy courtesy or something.
Something like that. Yeah. So like I said, this isn't really a cleric. It's just kind of based on a cleric. So I had to recite it. Basically what you do is you'd like basically you just pray to God, and you pray over someone who's dying or injured, and it can
Or
kind of stop the
curse.
curse of a supernatural. So say it's too late for him, but say he got bit by a vampire and he hasn't turned yet. You can pray over him, and it could stop the curse from.
Wait, so you're saying I could bring people back from?
No, you can't bring him back from the dead.
No,
It's just
no,
that-
not the forest thing.
Oh,
Can I do that?
possibly.
Oh, okay. Can I meet more of the people? Then?
Yeah, not there yet.
Oh.
He's 3 steps ahead.
He is 3 steps ahead. Alright. Surfing ruffles the little boy's head and asks for his father to come.
What's the
To the
little boy's
door.
name?
Well, he didn't say his little boy's name.
So I asked the little boy, "What's your name?"
Little boy looks at you, sees the dull look in your eyes, and scammers off really, really fast because he's scared of you. Didn't even look at the Pell guy yet. Just the one that asked the question. And not even a short time while later, his father shows back up.
So I asked that guy, "What's the kid boy's name?" While waiting for the father.
There's barely any time. These houses aren't that big.
So I just asked him what the boy's name was.
Berlick.
Spell that.
Ver alike C. Let me write stuff down.
Okay. So now the father showed up, right?
Correct. I want you
Oh.
to know that this generator that I'm using has the stupidest names. None of these are like pronounceable, and then all of a sudden it's George,
The original.
the original.
The one and only.
George, nice to meet you.
His name's not George.
Thank you for taking us in. How is you and your family holding up?
His name is not George.
I'm just moving this along. Twinkle toes. Whatever.
So, when the father walks in, Griffin right away starts introducing him. So this is Andor. He will be the house. He's the head of the house. He will be the one that he offered your home to you, so you have a place to stay during your time here. And he's still not entirely sure what it is you're really doing here.
Does he have us? Is he giving us a weird look?
He's giving you a very confused look. He was the one that was told to come visit you guys. He was, the townsfolk who were told of some people coming to help with this situation that's been happening for a year. But he still really doesn't understand why you're here. 'Cause he doesn't really think, yeah, it's really bad that people are disappearing and you guys some people who are old and stuff. But at the same time, he's just like, this is a really weird group of people that came to our town. We don't get visitors. Usually deal with our own things. So he's just very confused. And then you mentioned the church, like,
So he's even more confused.
he's even more confused because they have a church, obviously, they have a chapel, but to him, it's not held in.
I'm
such
going
a
to
high
persuade him that we are here to help and not to really worry and to just depend on us to do our jobs. And I'll even roll for it and hopefully do better than what I rolled.
What did you do?
I got an 11 persuasion.
No,
So
I'll
I'm just
persuade him.
persuading him a little, to relax a little bit, and everything will be okay. We just need to get the facts and the details, and tell us everything you know, and we'll work through it.
Well, he told you everything he knew.
Okay.
But he seems less. Well, he still seems confused, but he's not as apprehensive about the three of you. So when he starts talking to Ender again, it's with more confidence. These three are going to help us with the town, with what's going on with everything. Maybe they'll even help you find your daughter. And you can tell that he's very apprehensive about mentioning the daughter to Andrew. But
We'd like to talk with the tracker. Can we find a time to meet with him? It's the south part of the town, the last cottage on the south side. Do you know his name?
this is where Andrew steps in and starts talking. Yeah. The thing is, though, Kath won't be back until morning. She's on a hunt. And we're always very confused on why she's hunting this late at night with
Maybe
the dangers that we have. But she doesn't seem to very care. She thinks she can take care of herself.
Is she with anybody?
Oh no, she's by herself. Always hunts by herself. Always tracks by herself. Doesn't really do much with us townsfolk. She's just. So it will be till morning till you get to see her again.
that's fine. Thank you.
And then he kind of steps aside and would you like to come inside? Let's just so we have dinner brewing soon.
Yes, of course.
I let the vampire go first so I can see him run into a visible wall.
You just
I
you
know.
just like
Just so you know, I'm putting it out there from now on.
What do you mean invisible wall?
Well, if you're not invited, you get.
He says, "Would you like to
I
come in?"
heard him.
Okay.
I'm just
You
putting
heard
it
it,
out
I
there
heard
from
it.
now on. I'm letting you go first every time we go into a room.
just really confused with all the time. So why can't he enter? He's just very polite.
Well, thank you. Could you invite me in?
I prefer the being loud. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're greeted by Andrew's wife and son sitting already at the dinner table. His wife's name is Aiden.
Is everyone in the room?
Just you three and then the family that lives there.
Is like everyone in the house in there?
No, they have an even older son, but he lives he's old enough to live on his own. He has his own family, so we're all
He's in
town.
college.
Can I
Yes,
examine everybody, see if everyone doesn't have any gloves and stuff on them?
You want to see if you can notice if there's anything.
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
role play that.
Yeah.
I think. You start
You're gonna-
touching people, they're gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
No, like look
I
at
asked
see if
for
they.
the daughter's name.
That was it.
One missing yet.
You can see there's a splash of anger between that goes through Andrew's eyes, and go ahead and roll perception to see what you notice about the other two. Not you two, just him.
Oh, good, because that was a
12
one.
plus.
20.
Oh, you just
Yeah,
wasted a
20.
20, dude.
Dang it.
17 total.
17 total.
Mhm.
And you notice
You know, she didn't brush her teeth last night.
Aiden, she kind of stills. You can see you notice that, and you notice that she has this very sorrow look on her face. Verlig, he seems sad, but at the same time, you can tell he's not entirely sure what has happened with his sister or where she has gone, and it doesn't seem like his parents have really explained it to him. And I will let you know, Verlig is about 5 or 6. You can tell from that. So.
So I still didn't get the daughter's name.
No, he's engineering now. I'm just explaining to you what you saw
Okay.
from the people. So Andrew takes a deep breath. I thought his name. My daughter's name is Haley.
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 But you only see these monsters near full moon. Is that right?
Yes. I don't think they're monsters. I think they're wolves. It's just.
No one's
There's no
gone
such
out
thing.
in a
There's no
group.
such thing as monsters.
Has anyone gone out in a group?
To look for the missing people.
Yes, like a group of 5 or 10,
Of course we have.
but nothing. They have
No, we could never find them.
no tracks. Nothing.
The tracks, the wolf tracks. Always. We follow them and then eventually they disappear.
Let's see.
Based on the forgot my question.
Go on your perception check. Your d20.
7.
And
Plus,
then your look
Mod.
on there. Plus your perception.
1.
Plus 1.
Yeah.
So an 8. So you really don't notice if there's anything that would seem that there's someone who who just has like, they all seem pretty normal. Like any other person you would see at a family, they look like they haven't been affected by anything. They're not really sick of any sort, but they also don't seem like you don't really get an off feeling from them either.
Would I know any history of these specific wolves being a huntsman?
I have a history.
Roll history.
I
9.
No, not really. You think it? You do know that it's curious that only during the full moon or the week of the full moon, because you know enough about wolves to know that that's not something that they're going to attack. They'll attack anytime.
Would I know anything from my line?
Not you'd all have to make a history check.
for the people inside or outside of that guard town. Or is like,
It's
No.
always been outside.
Not a clue.
oh okay.
Not a clue.
Is before Griffin goes, I asked him if there was any old.
It's been almost a month since we've had even the slightest wolf attack.
So they're sitting down to eat.
When you knocked on the door, yeah.
Yeah.
But they knew you were coming, so they're expecting you anytime. It's a journey for
plates
them.
for us.
They're gonna start bringing out plates, yes. And Andrew points to his wife and asks to bring out more plates. They did make enough food for everyone. They're one of those families that make plenty of food that lasts. And as you guys see at the table, he sits himself down at the head.
Well, before I sit down at the table, I will remove all my weapons and lay them off to the side, close
Yes.
enough to where I can get to them, but not enough to make them nervous while we're eating.
Yeah, of course. Take our
Oh.
weapons off. That'd be a little odd.
Yeah. It's not
Eating dinner with a revolver at the table. What are you doing, man? Put the gun down.
yeah, they don't really notice that you've had a revolver on you. They don't really looking. They do notice that you have like, a crossbow. It's pretty out there in the open. But your revolver's at your side. You've got your coat on. Like any
Yeah. But I'll still, my short sword and revolver are all on the same belt. So
Yeah, of course we'll. That's fine.
So when you remove your belt, Burlick notices this weird device that's on your belt outside the sword. He just kind of stares at it, and he looks at you, and he stares at it because this isn't something he's ever seen before. It's not a normal device that they have, or that's ever been. It's not a normal weapon, really. It's big, new, advanced. He looks at you again, and he looks at the weapon, and he goes to start touching it, and all of a sudden you see his mom just come out and slap it. No, do not touch people's stuff. And then she looks at you, all three of you, and goes, "So what is it exactly why you are here? Why you've come to our town?"
to come find your daughter.
Among many other things, missing are people, and obviously you know of the wolves or the animals or the beasts or whatever it may be.
Beasts. And she says it was such a spite and disgust. She looks at her husband, Aiden. She looks at her husband, and just narrows her eyes before turning back to you. Beast. Did you know there's been a story passed down for centuries about that forest and what lives in there? But no one believes that it could be anything more than wolves. Wolves stealing children and women and men at night, dragging them off, mauling them so badly. It is even hard to recognize who they could be. We don't even know if we're never sure if half of who people are when they come back. We're never sure if it's a loved one that we have been missing. We always have to pray that it's not, and hope that the person that's in front of us is not the one we're waiting to return. But no, just wolves. A beast does not exist. And she says it like it's not really a beast, but she means monster.
I know.
Yeah.
Like picking up the.
Yep. The
innuendo.
innuendo, yeah. So she's
So you know why we've come, and we're going to solve this issue.
you can try. We've been doing this for over a year.
How many
We've asked for
outsiders have
help.
helped? That come.
Of course they've come. They've seen nothing. They never come during the right time. And if they do come during the right time, well, let's just say they haven't exactly left the town. And Andrew just slaps his hand against the table. That is enough. This is dinner. You do not speak of whores at dinner. And Verler, he just seems confused. He's like, this isn't, and it's kind of, he's been used to his parents just not talking during dinner since his sister has left. And even before then, since the horrors have started, it's been pretty apprehensive at the dinner tables. For the most part, he's just like, I don't really know what's going on. And he keeps looking over at the weapons that you guys have brought into the house. Very much wanting to touch this unique thing that came off of your guys' huntsman.
I ask, has any other strangers come into town and gone to Forest and not returned over the last year?
Only when we last felt. Only. But as she wants to keep talking, you can tell that Andrew's collecting that and asking her to stop talking, to finish her dinner first before you guys even go into more further discussion about this. You know, so
So how's the weather going to be tomorrow?
he's already kind of apprehensive about 3 strangers in his
Is
house.
it going to be sunny?
Well, we didn't exactly ask the weather guy on how the weather is going to be. This isn't the Andrew talking. Yeah, it's the weather
Is
guy.
there any
It's all
storms
sarcastic.
coming?
We'd assume so. We've been having high winds for the last 2 days or so.
So what's for dinner?
I mean, there's like basics,
Raw steak.
Okay, so I just eat my dinner and then
I thought it was everything.
when it's done, I go over, pull my pistol out and start cleaning it from all the dust and dirt from the travel.
And you can see brother coming over and just hovering over you as you're cleaning this weird thing. Occasionally wanting to poke
I
it.
spin it on my finger, front and back.
You just want to rest and start up for the next day, or
At this
what do you
point,
want to do?
Yeah,
I think that's perfect.
Alright.
first thing we want to do is talk to the hunts.
If I take this one, I take this.
The tracker.
Tracker yet?
Mm-hmm.
Kath.
Yes. Alright. I'm assuming you guys are probably gonna wake up early enough before the sun rises.
Yes, of course, because I'm not a big fan.
No. You'll be walking around blinded.
That would be so fun.
All of a sudden you just walk outside, you just burst into flames, we're just like, huh, interesting, and runs off into the forest.
I'm more of an evening guy, if you know what I mean. I like to do things late in the evening, not so much in the middle of the day. I like to just relax. I'm kind of a late shift worker. Sorry, I really got that on you.
Same. Alright.
Is that when all the disappearances happen at night, late at night?
Yeah. So we'll say table has been cleared. Aiden's putting her back to bed. And so you can start asking him these questions. Xander,
Oh yeah, the one that's closer.
even though he's opened his house to you, still seems very doesn't really want to.
Offices,
Yeah, it doesn't really want to answer your questions. Doesn't really want to be a part of
Okay,
this.
thanks. And then there's also salsa.
But he also understands that he's the only one who has room for you guys at the time. And in this community, it's try as best they can help each other out, even with that. He hears your question and he muses it over, and it's just yes, always at night, never daytime. It's come to the point that during the week of the full moon, we come home early. Once dusk hits, no one's out. Ever.
So you said the week of the full moon, and we got a week for the full moon.
You had a week before that week starts.
So
You guys
from
came.
this time on, we can expect to see people disappearing possibly.
And you can slowly start seeing people going into the house earlier and earlier as the days go on until full moon passes. Exactly, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do like I always do and sleep with my hand rested on my revolver.
You did. I was like, you did about the second one, so okay, good. That's my little home little bit.
Yeah.
So makes sense,
So,
right?
yep.
Okay, good. You're good.
So I'm gonna crash.
All right. We'll just. You're gonna do anything specific during the night? Is the only nocturnal one? Yeah.
It'd be stupid if I didn't.
It would be questionable. You're right.
But I'm just gonna go to bed.
Alright.
Night, guys.
Nah, I'm a night shift worker, but I think I'm gonna sleep in today.
He's gonna watch
To road
TV.
travel.
Binge watch Netflix.
Cal Worthington, his dog Spot.
What's the Wi-Fi password?
Just pulls out this technology, just giant. So your Wi-Fi password, right? What is that? Wolves are bad. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool, awesome. Any capitals? No.
The weather says it'll be cloudy tomorrow. Great.
Perfect. I can be up the entire time. You don't have any rivers, do you?
I'll go up by Kath's area. I'll look at her tracks, like shoes that she wears, whatever, so I can acknowledge. Okay, if I see her tracks, I know what she looks like.
I mean, they have like you can tell that most of the townspeople wear basically the same kind of boots. They live in a foresty area. They kind of have a lot. There's no roads or sidewalks or any like paved area. It's very pretty much just dirt and muddy. And if it rains, they're gonna feel that and find that mud and dirt on their shoes for the next couple of weeks. Kind of a ground, it's like one of those types of towns. So you can notice though when you go to her house that outside you got you can see like a line, like
That's
a
right
clothesline
behind
kind
that
of
thing.
that's hanging like squirrels and rabbits, stuff like that. You got
It's
you can
almost like
see
a
some
druidish.
pelts, not belts, some pelts hanging off on another
She's
side,
an
drying
animal
up.
person, very much.
Yeah, she's very much a hunter. She's very much
Okay.
She may be, as you can tell, she's as she's been told, she's very much a loner. But you can tell that she definitely hunts a lot, and you can assume probably she's the one that gets the meat for people. Out of most of it.
Okay.
You also got a kind of a feeling from Riffin when he talked about Kath the Tracker, from Kath the Tracker, that he's a little indifferent about the fact that she's a woman, and she's the best tracker. She's the tracker, but you can tell he's a little apprehensive about the fact that she's a woman, kind of a way.
Okay.
It's known, and that
He's jealous.
It's weird that she's a loner too, as a woman. It's not something that they have. You can have men who live on their own, but women living on their own is a little. It's not exactly something that you do at this time, especially in this town.
Sure.
So,
Makes sense.
and you can also kind of get that from Anders too, when Griffin was talking about it. Outside of the pelts and that, you can see, she has some sort of different array of like bows. You can tell one of them's missing, just from the way the pattern is. It goes a long bow, and then there's another bow, and then there's a missing spot there, and then some more bows. So you could tell that some of the bows look like they've been carved by hand, not purchased from anyone. They've been
Homemade,
homemade bows that,
sure.
and you can tell maybe that some of the bows have don't seem exactly practical. Like maybe she's trying to
Innovative,
be better.
outside the box.
But you can definitely tell as someone who's been around long enough, because you've been around for say maybe at least 100 years as a vampire.
Okay.
That some of these bows is just the way they've been carved, and the way the string is, and what string's been on it. It's just it looks so impractical that you know it's just not going to do anything.
It looks really, really archaic. Maybe it was
Yeah.
at first gen.
It's like basically it's like you a bad example. It's not really what it is, but you can see one that's kind of looks like it's trying to have a concave, like maybe the first one she's ever made. And you can touch it and get rid of stuff. The first one she ever made is just it doesn't have that round that it needs. It's just too pointed, and the string she used looks like it's a little too thick. So to be anything useful, that's really all you notice.
Self-taught bow maker. Got it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good.
And then nothing else really. You know, you got.
Nothing else sticks out.
No, not really. You got your average pile of wood for the fire.
Okay.
Your house looks basically almost as identical as everyone else's. You know, they use the same wood to build houses. It's still got the same patches of new wood compared to old wood. The door is a little interesting though, because you can see there's carvings on it.
Like keep away kind of stuff.
But,
It seems more like someone
Runes.
vandalized her door.
Oh,
Oh,
That's kind of what it looks like.
she's not liked among everybody.
Not really. They like her enough that they'll eat her meat, but not enough to
Befriend her.
not egg her house on how
Do they look like scratches on the door? Or do I need to do an investigation?
you're not there. You're sleeping.
Oh,
But if you want to do an investigation for that,
wait, am I up?
I would.
no work. Back.
So
Oh.
what I'm going to preface is when I go there, I maybe would have told these two that, hey, out of character, I'll be like, look, I'm going to share everything when I get back.
Yeah.
So because we've been working with each other enough,
Yep.
we know that I can't stay outside the sunlight. They know that.
Yeah.
There's some things we
they're
just.
not gonna be too surprised that you and I.
Oh my gosh! Look, there's
Yeah.
just
Like-
smoking.
No, they're not gonna be surprised that you're just like, we're gonna go now, and then I'm gonna stay here until the sun goes away. Be like, yeah, it makes sense.
So I'll just paraphrase out of character. No, they already know I'm going to tell them everything I
Mhm.
found. Like, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll investigate whatever that may be. Oh crap! I actually probably fumbled that one.
Investigate a new dice.
Yeah, I investigated new dice.
You want? I got a whole combo one right here for you.
Let's use a different one.
Roll one and see which
We
one.
put that in die jail.
Some kind of like.
Here's this.
Here it is.
I was looking up pictures or whatever. Some dude, you can actually buy an actual dice gel. What'd you get? 20?
Your yellow's on
Ooh.
fire.
Look at that. Natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
So you do notice that the vandalization of markings do look like claw marks. They look a little too big to be a normal wolf claw mark. You know what a wolf paw is. I'm not gonna make you.
Right.
I'm gonna do a history check on wolves. No, you know the size of a paw. Like they're bigger than dogs, but you know that they're not. This is huge. This is like
Bear 5.
it looks closer to like a bear sized claw mark like scratch than it does a wolf.
Okay.
Bears
That
are
is
stealing people.
It's the werebear.
Kind of sounds close.
It's a Cody.
Kodiak. Right.
So that's what you notice about that. And it's just one really large claw mark, and then you can kind of notice as you look that it goes from the door and actually starts going towards the edge of the house and goes all the way down and stops
This is
at the end
pretty
of the
cool.
hall. This is all this tracker's house, and then goes towards the forest. Like the scratch goes down and towards the forest.
Hey, interesting.
So that's what you notice about that claw mark.
Couple thoughts on that. Yeah.
What's the horror guy that has like a long claw?
Ooh, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
That's who it is. You got it. It's all a dream.
Okay. I'll kind of roll a stealth and I'll head the same way. I'm going to do a quick lap around the forest. from where this leads out, and then do a lap out, and then wherever.
Sure do hope you don't get lost in that forest.
Man, that must suck.
What'd you roll?
10.
I rolled a 10 with a stealth plus stealth 6, so 16. Not too bad.
No, I should do it. Be able to be pretty stealthy. You don't step on any twigs or loose leaves. That
Fall out of
cause
a
too
tree.
much.
Right.
You don't trip over a tree branch and make a giant racket and then have everyone that's hiding in the woods be
I'll have to
acknowledge of your
do-
existence.
So I'll have to do an investigate as I go, kind of just to see what's going on.
Yeah, I feel
Traps,
actually
stuff like that.
perception check.
Perception.
Perception check, yeah.
Perception plus
Don't get dragged
2.
away by the boogeyman.
20.
Yikes.
Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
It's a bad thing for me. You're rolling too good. No,
It's the yellow dice.
it's the yellow dice. So you don't really notice any traps per se. Not too close to the cottage. But you do notice that you've started to see some more of those large bear-like scratches on some of the trees.
Okay.
As you go down, it does look like some of the trees got like straight up just tackled. It looked like they're like or just knocked into so hard that part of it you can see part of it broke a little bit. So you know this creature, whatever it is either very heavy or very strong. Whatever it was, that's that are making these large scratches.
Okay.
And it as you walk, it goes for a little bit. Like this person was either was in a fight or wasn't in control of themselves as they're going down.
All right.
So like these ones
That's really all you
take
do,
an
is no.
extra dice.
Yes.
And
No
eventually-
tracks though. No really.
No,
So I can
Blood.
mark off.
no blood, no real tracks. But you do notice that eventually the scratches do stop. You're about maybe 15, 20 feet into the woods. Know what it is? I sure hope you know out of character.
Okay. Yeah, just make the lap and look around, make sure.
Yeah.
You don't see anything, creatures, dogs, whatever, random stuff, animals, people.
Not really. I mean, you see an average bunny runs in front of you.
Not done.
You see a squirrel
And just put
skimmer up a
over
tree.
there.
Sorry, Channing, give a wrap.
Whack season.
Sorry, ducks.
Whack season.
Ducks.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
I guess I'll head back. There's nothing else I can think of.
I want to make sure I do this in time. So as you're taking the time, make sure we're doing.
Yeah, not like 5:30 right now. Oh crap! We gotta get to the scene.
3 hours of just that.
Yeah, I'll move it along. Sorry, I won't
no,
keep.
you're fine. I just wanted to make sure that I know you're here till 6, so I want to make sure you hadn't
I know how this stuff goes. It's like
roll. You
5:50
can get role playing rolled on if you do it well enough, but
Yeah.
I am bad. You're doing good.
What time is it?
Right now at night,
Mm-hmm.
in game.
I'll get back.
Out of game is 3:48.
I know it is.
Okay.
In game, I'd say it's about like 3 a.m. 3:30. So just about 2.5 hours away
For daylight.
for dusk to start up. Yeah, the sun to start to rise.
Get back before.
Yep. I'll get back and
I survive on 2 hours of sleep.
have like a weather skill set. I can kind of say it's gonna be cloudy that day.
always.
Sunny.
A natural explorer.
Lift your finger and go.
I feel the wind. So go ahead and actually, as you're heading back, go ahead and roll again for a another perception check. That
Boogeyman
good old
Huh.
yellow D20.
No, no, 6.
6. Ooh, you don't hear any. You don't really notice it's coming. But as you're leaving the forest again and going by the tractor's house, all of a sudden.
In
you
stealth.
just- What?
In stealth
Are you being salty?
the whole time.
Yeah. Then yeah.
Okay.
As you're coming back, you don't notice, but there are these 2 yellow beady eyes watching you as you walk.
I don't notice it.
No, you don't notice it. You rolled a 6.
Okay.
But I'm letting you know this is the same as happening.
Okay.
There's 2 yellow beady eyes watching you as you stealthily walk by. Try not to not making any noise as you go, but they've sensed you. They know you're there.
Okay.
And I want you to know the eyes are there though.
Something was watching me.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Every single detail of the election.
All right, it's no police over there. I didn't know this was D&D at a concert.
I don't think he could have known police.
That's what he was singing though.
Right, but he doesn't know it. He just knows the lyrics of some song.
What matters though?
Yeah.
At least he knows the lyrics to the song.
That's true.
All right. So, are you guys waking up before dusk, or
Yeah, wake up. I'll wake
you're
him
waking
up.
up before dusk?
Yeah, I'll tell him what I saw. Say,
Yes.
hey, so last night I went out and this is what I saw. This is kind of the area. This is trees are about this line. There's some claw marks on the house, and it's a little bigger than a wolf. About this big, about this deep, about this long. So just kind of give them a rundown.
Yeah.
As though I were there.
Oh, look, it's me.
Got this feeling I was being watched, but didn't see anything.
No, you're not that good. Like you're really crappy. You rolled a 6.
Well, if it's like 4:35, we get up and head out.
Yep.
Back towards the hunter's cabin.
Yeah, let's go check it out a little bit more.
By the time you guys get there, you can see that she's returned. She's already skinning an animal. She has another one hanging up, blood dripping down as she's waiting to see it as well. So she must have been there for a while. She has 2 animals there. I don't know how this works in real life, so I'm bullshitting. Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to swear. I apologize. Bull crapping. I was doing so well too.
You're doing awesome.
So
You said a +1 for me.
you're just walking up there. You're not really worried if she notices you or anything, right?
She's gonna notice us.
Oh, she's gonna notice you. But just say.
Still
So
have my crossbow out.
What are you gonna
Ready.
do with that?
scare the crap out of everyone.
Let's just
Shoot
make
him,
everybody hypersensitive.
I don't like it over my shoulder. I like it right in front of my hand. Okay, so I got it like that.
All right,
Across.
fair enough.
As you guys come closer, you can. She looks up at you, and she's still going full hard on this. Whatever.
Rabbit,
Getting. Yeah, a wolf rabbit. That makes sense.
a wolf
She's
rabbit.
getting a wolf rabbit. So it's a little bit bigger than a regular rabbit. Pointier ears, not as floppy. No. It's got horns too. The special rabbit.
Like a werewolf or what?
No, so she's a. It's not a winter rabbit. She's skinning it, and she looks up at you, and as she stares at you guys, she's just like she's getting a little more aggressive with it, like maybe kind of intimidating of some sort as you're walking up to her. What do
Good
you want?
morning. We don't want anything. So we've been told that you're fairly good at what you do. And it's good to see a person like you do so well at hunting. I can see you're obviously skilled with your bow.
She looks at you as you're talking, just narrows your eyes more and more.
Rolling the
You
dice.
can stop talking. I don't like you. And it's just from the way that you presented yourself. Like she's like, this guy's trying to sweeten me up. I don't want that. She doesn't care about that. So she just looks at you. Then she looks over at the priest, looks him up and down, and sees that he has like,
The symbol.
the god, the cloth of God, and the way he's dressed.
He's a
is
more
just
genuine and authentic guy.
black and white. Then she looks over at the huntsman and his crossbow. You can leave now. And she goes back to what she's doing. She doesn't want to deal with people. That's why she's the loner. And she just keeps going back to what she's doing. So you can tell that she was impressed by your crossbow. Like, that's the one thing that really got her.
So, do you know her name? They tell us her name.
Kath, I'm really sorry if we came off on the wrong foot. I'm here, persuasion.
Mhm.
I don't mean by any harm. We've been alerted and been told to come and help with this issue on the outskirts. as you know, there have been people missing and families ripped from what has been taking place. And we've been asked to help out, and asking you for any knowledge and helpfulness we would appreciate.
What was your persuasion?
Persuasion, I had 19. I'll blow the doors off that.
No, well, she believes you. Doesn't mean she's gonna stop looking at you.
Oh, that's
but she believes you. She does know that.
We just need a tracker who knows his woods and who has been tracking, from what we understand, the wolves when these attacks occur.
Well, you can sure try. We've had plenty of people come and go, trying to help us with these wolves. And you can see that she says the wolves. She kind of rolls her eyes. She knows they're not wolves. But she goes on with the illusion the rest of the town have.
But
And-
they say you hunt at night only. Is there a specific reason why you're hunting at night only?
No one else is hunting at night, are they? You get the best skills at night.
Ah, very nice. So have you seen the
The wolves?
Oh, look at your door, madam.
Oh, I've seen my door.
The
I know it's
wolves.
there.
The wolves.
They've also destroyed some of my bows. Those aren't wolves.
I can tell. Have you seen them though?
No,
So what are they? They're not
I have
wolves.
not seen the wolves. I don't know. And yet, yes, I have been tracking them. No, the prince only ever come during that week, where everyone keeps disappearing. So it's kind of hard to continue on tracking them until the next month comes. But I've been going out at night, hoping that maybe I'll see them before that week happens. So only during that week. Claw marks, large footprints, howls that echo. And it seems they get more and more aggressive as the moon comes to fullness.
So you started to go out now because it's the week. So it's going to start happening.
Well, it'll start happening next week. This week, I'm catching rabbits. And she holds one up, and you can see part of the skin just flop down from where she was removing it.
Very
So
nice.
you're a huntsman. Did you put any traps out?
Of course, I put traps out. What a stupid question.
Just asking. We can put traps out this week.
Put traps out every week. It's not just for these wolves.
Just for
Still-
these wolves.
The traps for just the wolves.
Mhm.
No traps just for these wolves. I have to use a bear trap. Do you know how expensive bear traps are? Do you know how far I'd have to travel to get a bear trap? I don't have enough money for a bear trap. I barely have enough money for regular traps that I have. No, you don't have a bear trap.
I'm looking.
That bag of holding that you can open up that things fall in.
Some Mary Poppins bag.
Yeah,
We don't have money either.
of course not. This is this is what you get, what you have.
Yay.
You have to travel like at least 2 days to even go to the nearest town that would have a bear trap. And usually when they send out for supplies, it's once a month, and you like a haul. Everyone pitches in. That's what the town is.
Okay.
So
Okay. So I go, can we go with you on your next trip out into the forest?
you can see she's contemplating it. You can tell she was gonna say something snarky, but then she remembers. She looks down at your crossbow. This thing that has but she can tell it's definitely better than anything that she's ever seen before. Looks at your short sword and or looks at your sword on your belt. I don't remember what's from yet.
I have my cloak around it so it's not showing
No,
right now.
that's right, yeah. So she looks at your crossbow and then she looks over at the priest. all three of you want to come with me at night. Because the priest, he's everything scratch out there. He's got his dagger on his side, but nothing real. You can tell there's nothing about him that would really hold a fight. God, Jesus.
That's all you need.
I am Jesus and I have the power of God, an enemy on my side.
What's your character's name?
No, your characters have names. It's just Omsman. Priest is a vampire.
I just knows.
She looks over at the priest and eyes him up and down, then looks back at you two. All three of you want to come with me at night.
I'm sure we could get more bunnies for you.
Don't patronize me.
Well, I mean,
I
We're all
can get my
learning.
own bunnies.
what are you worried about then is my question. We've worked with each other for a number
I'm
of
worried
weeks.
about him.
I'm not worried about him. I've worked with him for many, many moons. You should be just more worried about yourself, and I'll persuade. Not much of a persuasion. We'll be fine, is what I'm saying. He'll be fine as well.
Well, wait. Dawn's the morning, isn't it?
Yeah,
This is
we're
the
real
morning.
Close. That's why I'm asking.
I was saying this was dusk. That's why I was like, I was just like, we should be at
Tonight?
dusk. And I'm like, wait a second. We'll meet back here at dusk.
That sounds great.
As soon as the sun is down, I will be gone to the forest. Be here before then. Get lost.
We'll see you then.
And then she goes back to cutting her rabbit and doesn't even acknowledge you guys anymore.
Of course. All right. I guess we turn around. All right, we turn around.
So do you guys want to do anything else? Ask other townsfolk about what's been going on,
Well,
You want to go see
About-
some of the.
about
Yep.
the folklore that you knew about the
You want to
forest.
scout the forest a little
I
bit?
want to go around the town and look for people that have.
well, when you go too long, if the sun comes up,
The
you're not gonna
lumps.
be able to do much.
I just want to.
Right.
But I can-
just walk. Let's
Yeah.
walk around. Look.
Yeah. I'll go
See if
back and
anybody's
sleep.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
It's kind of less suspicious for you to do it. You're a priest, so they know that you're the father of some sort.
I'm gonna let these two role play. I'm gonna
So-
head back as the sun's starting to come up.
Before we leave, do I see her tracks of when she came in and out around her?
Yeah, you can see where she's walking. You can tell that she's been walking up and around her house a lot. Getting,
I'm talking about into the forest.
you can see that.
So I want to follow that.
You want to follow that?
Yep.
Right. So we'll go with what Jaden wanted to do first, and
Yep.
we'll play that. So you by the time you guys stop talking to her, it's only been like a 10-15 minute conversation. So it's only about 4:45, 5 o'clock. We're just starting to get up and get out and get ready for their days. You know, cleaning their houses or getting up to their stores or start gardening. I don't know, we're doing counts. So that's what you're starting to notice as you walk around. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
You can make me this, please.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want.
Zero.
Now it's not
It's very powerful.
Now it's jinxed.
No, he's just got a channel divinity. Yeah, channel
Touched it
divinity.
now.
No, you didn't use the yellow one. This is the one that
What
has
do
it
you
all.
roll a 1?
Look,
Three.
look,
A 3?
17. It would have been great.
You rolled a 3. Well, as they're leaving their houses, you don't notice anything really at all. They all seem okay. You know, they don't just going about their business. There's nothing about them that screams out that maybe possibly something has happened to them. But then again, you gotta remember that you don't really know these townsfolk. You don't know what would and wouldn't be different about them.
Can I walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, how's your day going?"
Yeah, you can do that.
Alright.
So as you're walking around, you see a young girl in her garden tending to her fruits and vegetables and fixing up the fence around it, as rabbits are always her worst enemy. Of course, outside of these attacks that have been happening this past year, it's the rabbits. And she as you walk up to her, you can see that she's fixing up a hole in her little wired fence, trying to
What's my
clean
last name?
time she's done it. So that's what you walk up to.
So do you need some help with that?
She looks up at you, and just like the young tracker, or just like the tracker before, kind of looks you up and down, and doesn't really see you as a tech that would help in your guardian, just from the clothes you're wearing and the way you hold yourself. Priest.
I know, I thought it'd break character. Go ahead, Jaden. Forget about it. It would just be totally off.
I could pray for you
You pray for me to fix my garden?
so the rabbits won't come back. They
I
won't.
don't think that's how God works.
I'll just get Merton.
Do you know how God works?
I'm a priest. What do you mean?
Doesn't mean anything. We have a priest here too, and he's very clueless.
Clueless about what? No.
I won't say anything, but
I
just
know,
keep going.
I'm just
Just think about your character.
clueless about everything. But
Yeah, you just role play the way you're doing. Keep going. You're digging into it.
Why don't you ask her about the missing people? Maybe
It's
she
a
has
blue
any.
screen.
She knows anyone
So
else.
it
Want
doesn't
me to
blue
roll
screen.
Well,
So make
that's
it
our
hard.
question.
then I'll ask her that.
You gotta ask it.
Do you know anything about the disappearing people around this town?
Everyone knows something about the disappearing people around this town. But as she spoke, you can tell that she's very sad. Like her eyes got really sad, and the annoyance that she was having about the fence isn't really there anymore. But you can tell that she's taking whatever it is that she was feeling out on the fence as she started pulling and tugging, sort of making the hole that was there a little worse. Asking someone she knew was taken. Okay.
Yeah, someone you know was taken by strange events happening around here.
And stop moving from the fence, and she takes a deep breath, brushes her hands off, looks up at you and goes, "You know, you were the first person to ask me about knowing someone who's been taken for almost 3 months now." And honestly, seems like you can tell that she's surprised that she's even opening up to you. Yes, my little sister, she was taken.
What was she doing? Last.
She was just playing near the forest. I knew she shouldn't have. And we've had this rule. She was just so happy to try to catch fireflies, and I turned my back for 5 seconds. And
Did you notice anything weird, like tracks or something?
it was dark. I could have sworn I've seen something staring back at me. But no. I went after her right away, but I couldn't find her. I ended up getting lost myself until Kath came and found me.
Did you see anything while you were in the forest?
No, but I heard very weird noises. They said it was a surprise that even I didn't get captured, taken, mauled, but I didn't care. And then she kind of trails off, and you see this like airy look about her. She looks over at her garden. You can tell she's very spaced out, and she's not really paying attention to what she's looking at. It's just where her eyes are. And she goes, "You know, please tell us this story about these creatures of the forest that would come there would be. I always thought it was a folklore, just something to keep us from running around at night and getting lost in the forest. These creatures that were cursed by the moon. Used to take. They were told they took people. Took them. And only those they thought were worthy would be damned with the same curse as them. Everyone else was a play toy. They were told to be tall, very large creatures. My grandma always said they had the snout of a wolf, but the strength of a god. And then she just kind of trails off and shakes her head and kind of goes back to what she was doing originally.
I'll say thank you and make these about
He doesn't really say anything back to you. She just nods and continues on. You're very quiet after reciting what she could hardly remember of this folklore. That didn't even dawn on her until she started talking to you. Are you recording me? Yes. Both of you.
There you go, Shaky. Sorry, kidding.
Alright.
I was not recording you, but I
Anything
thought
else you want to do? No, nice. No, you good?
Go back to our using well with my day.
No, he's going off to the woods. So
Oh.
you're gonna go back with to the house. You
Yeah, I'll
understand?
tell him what I told.
And then you'll just tell him about what you learned from this woman.
Yeah.
Alright. What are you doing?
Following, tracking her
Tracks.
tracks. Yep.
Why don't you go with
I'm gonna go.
Twinkle Toes?
Well, he walked off.
Yeah.
Well, he was walking off. He's doing this. That's why I said
All right.
it's like the same. It's at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want one after the other. All right, so go ahead and make a
You want to use this though.
No,
You want to use this though.
See what
You're
happens
gonna
when
roll
you
like
don't
a
use
6 with that. You're gonna roll like a 17.
roll. Either way, you're gonna suck.
Look, 17.
Roll a nature check.
13.
Oh,
Alright. So what you notice about this forest, the trees do seem older than a lot of the trees that you would think. Even the trees at the edges, so even the newer trees, you can tell aren't as tall as the others, seem older than what you would think a tree that tall should be. And you can sort of just tell this from like the bark, and you can tell this from some of the trees that they've cut down to use as a to try to start making a wall of some sort if they could.
Mhm.
There's so many. There's just a lot of rings on this tree, and you can tell the plants around it are something a little different than any plant you've ever seen before. There are these white plants. The middle part with where pollen is at is this like gold to it, and it's got this shiny hue that comes off these plants. You also notice that the fallen leaves are more of a shade of like pink and gold and not your normal fallen fall leaf colors that you would see. So you are kind of sort of questioning that already as it is. And then you just continue on.
I'm gonna
You're gonna follow her tracks.
take some
Okay.
of those plants and put them in a bag,
Alright.
and I'm gonna move on, taking up the pace, go further deeper into the woods, continue following the tracks, see how far she got.
Go and make an investigation check.
1.
Told you.
Alright, keep going. These tracks aren't that super hard to find. They're pretty fresh. Go to make as you're going. You don't really see much outside of what you usually saw in that nature. You see the same flowers every now and again popping up, but it's only specifically these specific flowers of these specific trees you've noticed. You definitely feel a little different in this forest than any other time you've been. Go ahead and make a perception check. Perception check.
22.
So, as you're going on down this, and you're following the tracks, you notice that as you're every time you see these hued flowers, it's always there. On these older trees, it seems like they have some marking on them. They kind of look like a half, like a crescent moon.
I'll go over there.
Or like that.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like it's been carved into these trees or that it's been placed there by any human. It looks like it's just part of the tree. And then as you go on, you start to feel like these eyes are on you. And as you look around, you see a young boy standing there, just watching you. He's about maybe 11 or 12. He tilts his head, he's watching you, and he goes, "Those trees are neat, aren't they?" And he just grins real wide. But it's very peculiar.
Wider
'cause-
than normal.
wider than normal. But it's very peculiar, too, because you're at least 50, 60 feet into the woods by now. No little boy should be out that late. You definitely get that up, especially when you hear about the curfew that they have going and stuff like that. And this boy seems so relaxed in this woods, too.
But his smile's wider and bigger than
Oh, it's
normal.
very wolfish.
Okay. I'm going to take a quick shot with my crossbow at him.
It's
20 total.
Kill the kid. What kind
I'm
of
killing
man?
no kid. I ain't no kid.
What kind of man are you?
I'm a survivor.
I'm a
Alright, you hit him.
And
Well, he fell backwards.
do I get to do damage?
Nope.
He just fell backwards.
Oh, he fell backwards. That crossbow had enough power in it and took him off guard so much that he got knocked backwards. It's not very strong. He's just 12.
Okay.
And then, but no, you didn't do any damage to him. He sees you. It takes him a while, but he finally gets back up. The arrow's still like lodged into his shoulder. And he just looks at you and he's still smiling. He just goes, "Hey, that was a nice shot." He goes, "Oh, this is neat."
20.
Another shot hits him. This time it's like lower abdomen. But still doesn't seem to like really affect him. It doesn't really hurt him in any
Did he
way.
fall down again?
He staggered this time. But no.
No damage.
In that stagger, I step up faster, trying to close the distance. Fire another shot.
I should make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 12. What am I looking to do? I got +2, it's 15.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. So that's 18.
18. So as you're charging and ready to take another shot, you see this out of the corner of your eye, this thing come right across your face, and you move just out of the way right before it comes and tackles you, dude. Slides across the ground, rolls, somersaults and lands on his feet. And you see this, it's just this man staring at you. And he stands up, and you knew he was just about to tackle you. He moved just out of the way before he could even get a hold of you. And as he somersaults and tries to get, he kind of knocks into another tree a little bit as he staggers, trying to get his grip on the ground. He stands up.
Oh, I wonder what Noel's doing right now.
Rubbing the shoulder that hit the tree, and he just looks at you, glaring before he looks at the little boy. He looks at you again.
Okay.
He doesn't really say anything, but you can tell he's on edge. He's ready to attack if he has to. He's ready to pounce again.
Take the ball and the bat.
But your weapons have been having no such success on this little child either. This kid has 2 arrows in him, and he's acting like it's nothing.
Using the bat.
Okay.
Ball.
So I have the crossbow in my one hand here. Now draw my pistol. I'll
As
shoot
you're
it with
going to draw the pistol, the man comes out and says, "Wait!
How's it going?
Wait!" Let's make a persuasion check. What is your
Valley of the Vikings. You want to play a game? They're doing D&D and streaming.
what's your charisma?
I've got
11.
11. So we got to beat an 11.
nachos, chili, and sour cream and meat. So
What do you want some nachos, buddy?
That's how you get that thing going.
you have any attacks on?
Yeah, all the back stuff that you can chase you all the way back.
Just keep shooting. Try different weapons. Shoot again.
You trying to sell me?
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
You need me to, I will.
Don't put that on there. I'm not kidding you. Mark is already freaking out.
It's just busy.
Well,
To who?
What I thought. Me?
Huh?
Your character's thought.
well, you didn't fire.
Yeah.
You got quit.
Nah, I didn't.
But you know it's not.
And you're off. So he's freaking out. He's like,
Oh,
is
cheap.
available Monday?
Okay.
I don't know. It's not Monday yet. There's a ladle there too. If you use that.
I just.
Well, you take a shot. Alright, cool. Shoot.
With my pistol.
Do revolver. Do every shot or just one shot?
Whatever you want.
But we're,
Clear.
I'll hop that on the game with you.
I'll do 2 shots.
I knew.
You want to sit over here?
So there's a 20 and
Huh?
a
You can't sit on the computer.
12.
20 hit. 12 plus what?
My little kid's gonna sit here, is that okay?
Oh,
Yeah, no problem.
that's total.
20 plus what?
Eat your nachos and keep
No,
your,
what's the 12 plus?
keep your
Like
sound
shot.
down.
Well, that's the total. That's with all the pluses and everything. A 20
Oh, 20, 12.
and a 12. Yeah.
So the first one hits.
Okay.
Remember, no, both actually.
So do I roll damage or?
That hit a little harder.
Nope.
Put your back.
These are-
There
No
you go.
damage.
Oh, damn.
You have silver bullets? All points?
I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know what the bullets are. I don't know what it is.
Doesn't matter. Silver kills everything.
Where's the bolts at, Joe?
Might be out.
I will let you
There's
know,
trays.
for you two,
That'll work for the
that
jet.
the holy item you guys are wearing, that special
Hold on,
cross,
sure.
it is
If
made
you
of
want
silver.
chili on the nachos, so that's why.
So the stack staggers.
Rules of the match are Viking counter. For
Uh,
each barrel,
again,
colored barrel has been
it's a deep breath.
Move the matching
You can see he's trying to like
So did he
control-
fall down or anything?
further along the top. Skip over any
Oh, it's
squares
staggered.
that are already
Okay, well, he
occupied.
staggered, then I bolt back towards town.
If you knock over more than one barrel,
Alright.
you can decide for yourself in which
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
That would be
the
interesting.
order in which the counters are moved.
Okay. Nope.
Whenever
What are you guys doing?
the counters move
I bolted back out towards town.
Yeah, I know that.
Looking
We're not chasing
for a
after
horse. Looking for a horse.
A horse?
It almost
Excuse me, dude.
means the end of the
Yeah, I shot a kid twice and I shot a dude and neither one of them. It's time to get on a horse and go. Away.
Sure. Oh, whatever.
Looking for a 1998 Camaro. Have you seen one?
You got a 1919
Players go
Sure.
Okay, so what time is it when I get back?
the distribution. this along the dock without a phone.
7:30.
So time to go meet her.
At dusk, yeah.
No, still daytime.
So 7:30 in the morning or 7:30?
Yeah, 7:30 in the morning.
Like enjoying the
I
job.
was like, he doesn't got for 8 hours.
I get back to town. I go back and I go to her door and start pounding.
Oh, Cass.
And I tell her what happened, what I saw.
So you pound on it for a bit before she ends up eventually. It seems to take
Looking doing.
at least 10 minutes before the door actually finally gets answered. She opens it wide, aggressively, glaring at you.
What do you want?
What is it now?
Just making tea.
She's sleepy, probably.
Oh, I seen a boy out there in the forest. I seen a man out in the forest. Shot the boat. The boy twice with the crossbow.
You
Didn't do
shot a
anything.
child?
And the man I shot.
No, you just ruined
No, I'm. You shot a child?
I shot a creature.
You shot a. You said you shot a boy.
It looked like a
How
boy,
much did
but
you
until he
have to
smiled.
drink?
Until he smiled, it was a creature.
The boy smiled at you and you shot him.
That wasn't a normal smile, full boy. But I believe in the old saying, kill them all, let God sort them out.
It was a child. And she's very stuck on this that you shot some child. That just because he smiled at you, just because his smile looked a little different, doesn't make sense to her.
Maybe the next part will that he didn't fall.
Well, she didn't even pay attention to that part. She just heard, I shot a child twice with a crossbow. And she goes, you shot a child? And everything else he said was just drowned out by her.
Okay,
Where
let me
did you
explain
leave the
this to
body?
you again. Nobody.
What do you mean nobody?
I
They
get rid
just
of
got
those.
right back up.
The boy?
Oh, I'm positive. I'm not one who misses much.
Is this
So now, do I know anything about these creatures, or at least what I think they are? In all my time hunting.
No, you've never really dealt with something besides vampires that have been able to accept your
How about stories?
If you don't like it, then you can.
role history.
Do I learn any stories while I was in school or anything?
Not really school.
You want to watch videos? It's fun.
That's a
What do
four.
you want to do?
Everything I need is like negative.
You want to try this stuff? You
Yeah.
good with whacking.
Yeah. Maybe it's again.
So I explained to her what happened.
You want to be pretty clear?
Um, there's no way a child could smile that big and that wide.
So you go.
What was it? Was it cool? It was 11
Oh,
kids.
I just want to have fun.
Okay.
This one is here. Where do you want to put this one?
Okay.
Children who smile wide all the time.
There was something off about both of them. Why are they so far into the forest?
It was peculiar.
Which that would probably
With what's
be
going on, you guys don't even go.
fine. But
You
I'm
know,
at
You're the only one who really goes into the
What were
forest.
you
How
gonna
do you
say?
consider this peculiar?
Well, I mean, children still go into the forest.
which I might
It's
find
not-
help there.
The children, they don't always listen. But being
But I
How
am
far did you
with
say
the
you
address
were?
here, so she can drop off
I don't know
a
how
piece.
far was it?
1104.
60
Well,
feet.
I'm at 1104
60 feet.
North.
That far.
north Noel.
Lowell. Lowell.
Here, Lowell.
Alright, let's say 6
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah.
They're about 6 miles in.
Right off Light Street.
Okay.
That's
So-
a
That's pretty far in.
That's where I'm at. My
And
board
having
games
a
right now
double
for
which
children's
even
medicals.
seems different because it was more like the child was running it more than the adult was.
All right, sounds good. All right, sounds good. All right, bye.
She doesn't say much, but all of a sudden the door shuts in your face and you can hear some movement
The guy was like,
inside.
I don't care if you move
Yeah.
to the house. She's like, well, you know, that's
The
my
house.
ability, right?
Something she's just rummaging through stuff, rummaging
Yeah,
through
so you
stuff,
gotta
and all of a
run
sudden she
Well,
opens the door
once the
again.
door shut, she's doing that. I'm reloading my
Well,
revolver.
I don't want to get sued.
You sure you want to reload it right now? Still have 4 shots.
While I'm waiting for her, yeah, I can reload it while I'm waiting for her.
Are you sure you want to reload it right now?
So who am
So
So
I?
you-
your turn. Your yellow ship.
The yellow one?
So what you're gonna do is this
Oh,
is your bat.
no. Okay.
That's why I asked to make sure you write it.
These.
Yeah.
Whichever ones you
Yeah.
knock over, the
Oh.
ones that you place here.
Okay.
Okay. And it's just-
When she comes back,
because
the door swings wide open again.
once
And not to assume anything about this hunter,
and
but
then so this
tracker,
one here at
you would
the
really
end,
think,
someone knocks off.
seen at the
1.9
church
shift.
where
Points, 3
that
points,
you'd
4
read
points,
that you'd see like
$1
street to keep up on stuff. That's the type of book that
and
it
then
is.
when
And
you knock over
you
these,
wouldn't really
get
see
to
a
decide
place like
which
this that town would have that.
What if I
Roll
knock over
perception
my
check.
own?
then you still move. Here's the next place.
I don't do it. You notice,
I'm terrible.
Okay.
as she goes, you close the door, like she turns to
Oh,
you
you
and
do?
close the door. You saw on the line of the cover
Alright, so you
that
move the
crescent
green one or the
moon
red
that looks like it was
one. You
etched
choose
into
which one you
the
want to move
trees.
first.
She doesn't really talk
So
to
the red
you
one would go right here?
Oh,
Or
it
no?
goes to the next
as
slot.
she
Going
moves
down,
over
down.
towards
Alright,
her
let's put the red
sitting
one
table and drops the book down really loudly and opens it up.
Start with anything in our.
No,
And she
stop.
says,
Okay, now you decide where you want to put these two.
people don't believe about this folklore about the woods, these
Green one here.
Yep.
dark,
And then-
dangerous creatures of
there.
night that were cursed by the moon.
Okay, so now it's my turn.
And she's flipping through the book and she's like, but there's
Great
something
shot for the yellow.
there's something that
Probably
nobody
not
else
mine.
really knows is that
Ah,
my family, the reason why we stay on the edge is to make sure they don't get any closer to us. And you can tell there's like a pain to her that this has been going on for a year and she's really able to stop it or find them. These creatures of the moon, I knew it was more than just wolves. I knew these creatures were something different. And
Yellow,
she's finally stops
green,
flipping through the book and stops
So
on
you
this
decide which
page,
order you wanna move in.
and you can see a drawing of
Good level.
what you think would be
Oh,
a wolf face, but it's
you'd want to make
Its
the
head
red,
is-
wouldn't
a
you?
lot.
If you're green, you want to go the farthest. Problem is, you get knocked off
So
the
it's-
dock. You get
It's
nothing.
almost like
I
it's like a humanoid wolf face. You know, he's got. You can tell
They're
there's
actually
you
gonna knock
can
you off the
see
dock. I'm still
expressions
not
on
gonna-
this wolf.
I'm just watching
um,
you guys walk out.
alright.
The
Miss
legend,
Sophie, it's your turn.
and she's
Wanna
talking
go
and
again?
she's looking like this. So the legend goes that once upon a time, centuries and centuries ago,
Try again.
Whoa!
there was a boy
You just about killed Nick. though.
That's okay.
who
You
seemed to
watching
cry
this on his
wolf
forehead.
one too many
He has
times.
a concussion. He's spazzing on the
And
floor.
because he
right now.
kept crying wolf and kept crying wolf,
Again, you tried to
calling
kill Nick.
his people to see
There you
that
go.
nothing was there because he thought
Now
it was
he
a
has a
fun
wooden
joke
barrel
to
launcher
terrorize his friends, to terrorize his family, to terrorize his people.
Over here.
Where do you want to put the barrel?
I finally decided to put a stop to it.
You're gonna put this one. There you
Wolves are known
go.
to
And right
howl
here.
at the moon. They call their queen. And so the townsfolk decided the best way to prove to this boy that calling wolf was never the best thing to do.
Did I hit the red one?
Has been
The
passed
green one
down.
would just go right here.
It's just the difference is ours is true,
So,
and the other crying wolves,
4 coins.
well, they changed it to make it better for others.
Nick gets
The boy
steal,
survives.
and you're dealing with coins.
The boy learns his
Goes in there,
lesson.
That goes in there.
The boy never really learned his lesson,
Oh, should we start now?
and it said that the boy is still around today, still there, still lurking in the woods, howling at us, crying wolf, trying to get us to come. It seems that this folklore, someone finally did listen to his cry.
So how do you stop it? Does it tell you in my book?
No, does not. But it does say the boy never really did like things that were silver. That's some sort of a reaction to it. Whenever he touched it,
You're yelling to get it.
and this was even before he was supposedly turned into a wolf. So I'd assume that possibly, if this law has anything to do with what happened to you, then quite possibly silver might be the answer.
Does she have any silver?
She does
Which
actually.
order you want to do it in?
You can put Come on.
You can ask
Color
her for some
first.
silver.
Blue.
Well, I'll ask if she
Think
can
now
melt
what
it
color?
down and I'll just dip my crossbow bolts into it. 'Cause I don't think I can make
Now what color?
my bullets.
You should have Tinker's tool. Press and see.
Yep, I do have two
Yellow?
crossbow.
I would say it's the same thing, wouldn't you? Can a tinker
I could
be able to
Alright.
do that sort of thing? I would say so. Yeah,
Where
so
you gonna put this one?
But before we do that, I should go get
You can get it up there. You can get it
my other two compadres and get us all ready to go.
compadres.
That's right.
Alright.
We're the Eagles.
I didn't want to see
Oh, no,
students.
that was nice. Cut up.
And we'll meet you back here, say an hour.
Still somebody outside.
That's right. She's smoking.
Sheep.
Okay. Now it's your turn.
Is it my turn?
You're up.
All
I
right.
could just
Coming.
get his weapons.
Sorry.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was dishing up some
So I go and tell them what's going on.
sour cream in a food.
Jade, you ready to go?
I'd go
Just
ahead.
get your weapons.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
I
that's
need her to
dog
melt
area.
down some silver so I can put it in the claws.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I know.
Don't do that.
Oh,
Yeah, bad idea.
Enjoy.
There's a reason why you don't wear one of those pendants.
Alright.
It's not just
Green,
because
Does she have enough silver?
So how does it work when I hold a weapon with silver?
you've never
Don't
had to hold
fall
one.
on it?
You've never had to hold one.
The handle won't be silver.
The handle won't
The
be
blade
silver.
will be silver. That's
So
about
Swing
it.
around.
Yeah, you'd want to not touch the blade ever.
Does she have enough silver? Or?
So blue gets the
She has
silver.
enough
We can
silver
roll my,
Yellow.
to get some of your
Well, I'll melt the.
Green gets 4
Oh,
points.
your whole symbol
Red
already
gets
is silver.
I know, melt it down. So I can.
You're gonna melt down the whole symbol.
Yep, dip all my weapons. Plus, bless.
Oh, so I screwed myself by falling off.
And
What
then
about you,
Bless
Jane?
you.
she has enough. She has enough to bless the silver
Roll nine.
How many rounds do you play?
Can
Those is
at
done.
least around like 10 bolts.
How many rounds?
And
Tell us it's done.
a
Oh,
sword.
okay.
Can I throw daggers?
You have a dagger. You're not really. You're not.
Green,
I
red.
want to say you're really a fighter. It's more of a.
So I can dip
So
my
could I,
short sword
so,
in.
so could I give weapons to you?
What about my bullets?
You can
Well,
calm
come
some
back.
bullets down. I wouldn't melt the ones that are already in the chamber though.
No, I don't want to melt them down.
I mean, not melt them down. Make them silver. Yeah.
It's not your turn yet. It's
the
not
ones
your
I
turn.
have.
She hasn't hit anything yet.
Oh, she got them all.
Okay. How long does that take?
Mm. Probably till cross.
Well, that's what we'll do.
Where's your other kid at?
He's
Not here.
sleeping.
The boy here?
Yeah, it's here, but not any of the older ones.
There you go. Now it's your turn.
I'm saying, he's sleeping though?
Yeah.
Tell me when we can
Yeah,
go
I
hunt.
think I'm curious for that one time.
How I could take them back where I seen
There
these
you go.
individuals at.
Well, I gotta go real quick. So, take a
Huh?
break. So I gotta go pee real quick. Actual break.
Almost.
There you go.
Good job.
All right. Which one do you want us to do first?
I'm looking for a name for my character. It's like just a
Red.
police name. So like
And who? All right. Who's next?
Drake,
Green or
the
yellow?
vampire
Ah,
So I saw a kid and I shot him. He didn't wait.
you shot a
Know what you're
kid?
supposed to do?
Yeah, when they smile and don't look right.
Yeah, exactly. And you're still alive, right?
One.
Perfect. Well, here's the
It's like
problem.
Men in Black, you know, the kid carrying all the books.
Yeah.
That's who you shoot.
Well, that's the one that stands out.
You get to steal one from Nick.
He has nothing. Do I burn his ship?
in
I
the
don't know. What
game.
do the rules say?
He's a burn his ship.
You see a person smiling that doesn't
got
look
lighter.
right? Yeah, sure.
Cast on me. When we say ship, we
Savior
mean
or Victor.
Well, that's Tom's workshop, so good luck.
You look
drive
like
to the shop where the car's at.
You won't find it there.
Victor sounds more plausible.
More you.
More
The
me and
rules
more
also
like
say
a
no matter
vampire.
how car you bring the house.
Well, Was on from the trailer down the
I should have slicked
That's
my
not
Oh
ours.
yeah.
It's a trail,
So I
that's
get my
all.
hair all wet and snip straight back.
Pacific with the hurls.
You're funny.
Hilarious.
At least can watch.
So who turn was it?
Going
It was
fast.
Kathleen.
4:41. Got an hour and 20 minutes left.
I sped it up as soon as I shot the kid.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. This takes long. Wait, what are we doing? Oh, you're just talking to a lady for an hour.
I will melt it down silver and silverized all of it.
Alright, so red.
And I melted down my holy
I think I'm getting a concept of this
Where are
game.
you putting it?
Right in the middle.
Vampire using silver.
Who's got-
We don't want to put.
We'll let you carry the holy water.
Hey, do you want to get on board?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we have like jokes all the time
To
about
protect
my
us.
issues.
To protect yourself.
Don't drop it.
Oh, that would be bad.
Some ball.
Imagine if all the jokes that have taken place, like you throw holy water on me and I'm burning the next day, I regenerated it, and you all laugh.
I'm walking in the weirdest part today.
And yes, last week we got him with his arm burned off. He had to regenerate for 3 weeks.
I had to homebrew the crap out of your vampire.
I can tell because it's
Where
toned
you
down.
putting the blue one?
Mm-hmm.
We're letting the vampire carry the holy water.
Really?
I think it'd be fun.
Oh, have him. I thought you said I had him carry the holy water. I'm like, wait, what?
Carry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna carry the holy water. Don't spill it.
Don't trip. Don't break it on yourself.
Just. Aw.
They trip me on the way out, and then I spill it on myself.
Right
Mine?
into it.
Yours.
Can't scream.
You look like the end of a commercial. Right in the middle of the movie, you had to spill it on yourself.
Alright. Those are the maltings done.
No, I would go there.
So our weapons all coated with silver.
The majority of them. You got your rapier coated a little bit. Just like,
Yeah, the end.
Yeah.
The slicing end.
well, not all of it, just like half the blade.
The one that I attack with.
Yeah. But like not
I reload my crossbow.
Yeah, go ahead and
So
display some more.
so you can see as like when you look at your rapier, you can see that it's like the silver kind of streams down, but after a while it just like you can tell it doesn't coat the entire blade.
What does my holy cross like silver wise do?
It's the holy cross is actually something a little different.
Oh, I
If you want to see
So-
how effective it is, just
Oh yeah, it's usually against him. So
You
the holy
know.
cross.
I got a few hours left.
just touch the vampire and see how it works.
The cross, or these holy crosses, have been said to be blessed by the Archangel Gabriel,
I don't get anything.
enjoying him with a special radiant power.
That's why I'm
From
melting
God.
mine.
And she got a coin.
The radiant light issue.
Mhm.
Because I don't like
I don't
radiant
have
light.
any.
Nope.
Should I tell him what radiant
He-
light does?
He knows.
Okay, so you know that if you shoot radiant light to me, it's like a giant flashlight laser beam.
I didn't hear you. What?
It's always given to the priests of the church.
You're like a giant
So-
strobe light.
You can do two things. If going against the undead, say a vampire, they have to make a DC and Dex 14 throw. If they don't succeed, they take full damage.
Actually, it's not that hard to make a dex saving throw
No,
for a vampire.
but if they do succeed, it's only half damage. And I also did full damages of this, so it's fine. If the creature is supernatural, they must make of any supernatural werewolf, zombie, werewolf,
Vampire.
undead. Or the other supernatural things. Frankenstein, I guess.
The other
Slime.
one did.
Oh, is this
The three
Holder.
Ghostbusters.
There you go.
is
Good
this
job.
the void considered dead?
Yeah, but
You never.
Nope. He's more part wolf,
He was said to have turned into a wolf, was the legend.
like a werewolf.
All I know is he They'll have a couple bolts.
And then
in
if
there.
that, then he could be blinded for
I
one
found it
d4 turns.
interesting that he was so fascinated with the
And
bolts.
then yeah, so your code box is 2d4 plus 3 is the damage it does.
I'm gonna
Put
go
plus
with the
four
fact
there, like
that
it
these
actually
guys are
matters.
surprised that I actually just shot her.
So yeah, the Holy Cross is something that holds it. The whole part for with home brewing for me is that I don't want to make them overpowered, but at the same time I want to make them so they actually are effective. You know, that's the hard part. Anyways,
Points, Joe?
moving on.
Is it?
Yeah, each of your opens are coded.
Hi, Gavin.
Hey,
Yeah, it's
Gavin.
hungover.
Close the door and come in.
I'll let you say
You took a good
you,
nap.
Really?
yeah, so you're leading them back to
Block middle.
Yep. I point out all the little crescent moons.
Mm.
All the way back to where I
What's the crescent moon? I asked you what the
Just
crescent moon means.
have no idea. It's like something different. Look at the flowers.
History or what?
one.
What's this flower?
You
This
start
white
skewing
stuff.
her, making
It's
Doesn't
just
know.
some flower that
I got a lot of.
you have no idea. You never
It's
seen.
not a whole boat.
Wait, did he tell us about what he saw outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking about the flower.
So I'm
So
gonna
that-
ask, did
did you
you
move the
see
yellow
where
already?
the scratch marks were leading, or did you
I saw them. They were off to the right,
know, but
east,
follow them?
until they disappeared.
So you
Well,
You
notice,
look that way.
Yes.
you don't really notice too much, but you do notice that the flowers seem not as shine as brightly as they did when you first.
So they're
Walk
like
through 'em?
red from like a murder.
So as if as the sun goes down, the moon comes up. They're not glowing the way they were.
Alright.
Yellow.
Okay.
Kath kind of
Blue.
starts to find her way to the front. Even though you're trying to lead, she's just that's how she is. She's a tracker. She
Blue's
wants
green.
to track.
Hmm.
But she really never has noticed those white flowers before. It's like as if they just started to show up.
Here you go, Missy.
So you guys make it about
Oh,
5 miles
Just
in.
let me move my hand before you try to
All
flick
three of
it.
you go ahead and make a perception check.
12 total.
17.
On that.
Okay. Who are you moving first? Blue or red?
9.
Sort of there.
What'd you get?
Wait, no, we're
17.
all the same.
Okay.
What'd you get?
12 total. Or no. Perception. 10 total.
My turn.
So you guys don't really notice
No,
anything.
we need to put 'em up here.
You, however,
I never know if I can sneak up on them. I'm never caught by surprise.
yeah, so I can't surprise you and take advantage of that. You can sneak up on
You're going first.
me. It's just like when you get a surprise attack, I get advantage on the roll. I won't get advantage. But no, when you're walking,
How does she get them?
You got 4.
Oh.
you start to notice that the flowers are kind of. Well, you start to notice that the white flowers that you had are starting to
All of
change
them?
color a little bit. They're going from white,
Kathleen, how many
just like
points did you
light blue, almost.
I'll pick them up 4 or 5 rows. Just like I did the white one.
But the thing is when you go pick them up and you open your bag, you notice that the same flowers that you have in your bag are doing the exact same thing, even though they're no longer rooted to the ground.
Okay, I'll put those 5 in there.
I don't know.
As well as that, you also have a feeling that you guys are being watched as well.
Do we sense from what direction?
What do you think of that?
Not really.
Not
No.
bad news.
I'm
Can
giving
we
you,
check-
you're level 17, so I'm giving you a little extra.
Can we check the area? Or can I like roll?
Oh,
That was a fun game.
perception chapter 4. 12. I don't really notice anything too much.
I still have my prospects already.
Off in the distance or close feeling.
Well, feels off in the distance.
You still have one in your ship.
But you can tell that you're being watched as you're walking down, trying to retrace your steps to where you were before.
Can I like pull up my cross
So that the silent auction stuff or
and walk with it?
Yeah.
Your cross.
that stuff out?
So
I'll
Sound
use
off.
the stealth that I have and roll stealth.
I thought you were doing
Yeah.
this year.
What is that giveaway?
This is better.
Gotta play games.
Huh?
You just plug in and get something.
24.
I can donate right to your page, man.
One down round.
Huh?
Or I want to see it.
Try the best I can hope.
They've got raffles up there.
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
Oh, when you can run on another game.
No, that's.
I'll just monitor them and stay with them wherever they're walking.
Alright.
Yeah. Somebody.
How do you back about the area you were when you ran into this
Just
little
nachos
boy?
with cheese.
He's there again.
I got all the.
Like he knew you were there. You were coming.
I gotta keep moving. If I sit down too long, my back will go.
Actually, both are moved and sticking out of the ground in front of him. He has that wolfish smile on his face again as he's looking at you. So I hear you're looking for the creatures of the night.
Okay, fire.
13.
Huh?
You're not messing around. Like, nah, we're just gonna take care of this now. I hear you're nope, you're dead.
So they have a book or they just write down there?
A kid in the middle of the woods where none of them are going
Yeah,
to
it's
because they're all
paper.
scared. They'll just shoot 'em.
So you kind of invent your own person.
Well, you had pre-made characters.
You're gonna shoot, fire it off, but instead of hitting the boy, something else appears in front of him. And it's another. It's that bullet isn't that you're trying to shoot before. Stands in front of it, it gets shot, and you can see steam come for where the bolt hit him with that silver on it. And he staggers back and he slumps down to the ground. The boy moves out of the way as this man falls, not even really caring to
You got on your bucket list.
help him out. Well, see, you found out about the silver. That's so nice.
You just want to kill
It's
him
just-
now.
It's
Shoot
just
again.
so nice.
Can I shoot him again?
I'll do an ish.
No, make a.
What am I
I don't
thinking?
really mess around either. I see what
You can't really. God, I'm really so bad.
Good.
You just go knock it out of the way, and you move just enough to still shoot it. You don't hit the boy, because I'm making you move to shoot. But
Don't call me again.
okay.
So I only get the roll to see if I shoot a 20 to hit him.
No, because I'm rolling like crap, and I want this to last a little bit longer. But as you go, as this comes out, to do it, when you go to shoot, you miss the boy, but only because the boy isn't there anymore.
Well, there's Tiki Taco. I can't remember what else is on
But
the
you still hear his voice, and he's just, all right.
Rattle
You know, I am very tired of you shooting me before I can even finish a sentence. I'm being civil. I haven't attacked you yet. I haven't even tried to attack you yet.
Word yet. My job is to get rid of a problem. You're a problem. I'm gonna get rid of it.
I'm not a problem.
That's not what the villagers said.
On my house,
The villagers. The villagers. The
Do I
villagers
know
are
where
the
he's at now?
problem.
Do I know where he's at now?
No, his voice kind of. Make a perception check.
Jeez, that just dropped like a rock.
What was it?
His one is die.
12.
16.
The dice.
Yeah, you can tell. It's coming from your left.
Okay.
So,
So I start to look left to see if I see him.
Do we see anything?
yeah, you see him, but he's just, you can tell he's moving. He's not staying in one spot.
Well, he's walking around.
He's trying not to get hit.
So I'm gonna shoot at him.
I think I'll go for an attack.
Mommy, I want to play.
That is
I
it.
don't know.
You want me to roll an ish, or what do you want me to roll for attack?
Just go ahead and roll for square attack.
All right.
That gave me a 12 total.
No, it didn't hit.
18
How far
hit.
away is he?
Rapier.
How far away is he?
Well, he's further away than that.
No,
You have to make like a 1D attack.
Yeah.
I forgot you don't have any
I used
base
to play
attacks.
games
How
like that.
But I'm a vampire.
There's
It's like
some guys
double.
from Sioux City.
You were a D&D player?
Where does it say that on that
It's a
sheet?
D&D.
Every fiction like
Yeah.
movie.
That's
on
every
there?
fiction movie,
Yeah.
not this
Fiction
game.
You
movie.
created your own character
how far away
by
is he?
rolling dice.
I also know fiction movies that have
How about this?
sun rings. He's about 30 feet away.
Yes. Okay.
How about
that's
this?
perfect.
Oh,
Mine was a
Oh,
round
okay.
dicey
Wait, what's the
ball.
range?
wait, what are you doing?
Electric.
My range?
Yeah.
80 to 320.
I'm attacking.
I don't have
Are you doing radiant damage on both of us?
Okay.
Which one are you doing?
Just do it.
Guardian
Oh
flame.
yeah.
Just
Radiant.
do it.
I would say.
I'm gonna
I
really
use
piss
Guardian
later.
Flame.
What?
You son of a
What are
gun!
you doing? Tell her.
I'm gonna go with yellow then.
She's gonna like
When
it.
he's 30 feet away from you, you can read a prayer to improve disadvantage on the attack roll. Use any number of times if equal on your
The counter. Can you
aim
throw that in the corner?
Alright.
Thanks, buddy.
Doing
So we're both attacking, but I don't know who went
You look at
first.
these.
I would prefer him go
Well, you're
first.
too far away.
I'm too far away. He's
for
gonna
your
light
attack.
attack. So I'm doing a move.
So I would do that when he attacks you guys. He didn't attack yet. You guys have been attacking him. So you do that, it's not.
I know, but it's just 30 feet away.
Yeah, but he hasn't attacked you guys yet.
I know, but
Because you took a nap when you started to have a piece.
He's 30 feet away, but he hasn't attacked yet.
I know, but if he moves one step forward, then it's. Oh.
So 0 to 30 feet.
But it's once he attempts to attack you, then I will do that.
Well, you can do it now if you want to.
Well, I haven't even done an initiative yet.
Tiki up one.
So you're doing like your think it's a freebie or?
I haven't even gotten there yet.
Okay.
One
We'll
with
go.
a TP, one of
I was letting you guys have a surprise today. Sitting there rushing things. What's wrong with you
I
people?
wasn't rushing nothing. You sit there and
Can I just
kid.
bull rush him? Just like the football tackle. You know what I want to do?
Oh, sure.
Right, so he's on the ground.
Yeah, and you have 30 feet of movement, so yeah, go for it.
So I have to make a
You guys
grab
see
at
further
the
last
end of that
night?
movement. Move the
you need to
grab.
check,
midnight.
your claw attack should allow you to grapple instead of actually
I
attacking.
was close.
That's what I want to do.
Right, yeah.
What time did you wake up?
Uh-huh.
I misjudged where he's at.
What'd you roll?
A 2 plus
Oh.
Are
6.
you over at 8?
Yeah, no, you didn't hit. Moves out of the
Which
way.
actually was good.
Pretty effortlessly. And just kind of smirks as he watches
I
you.
would have done that.
You can tell that he takes like a deep breath as you run by too. He's like, a
Which time?
smell to you.
What,
You can tell
the
it's
games
poison
or what?
No,
or
we're
before.
talking about his extra life thing.
Interesting.
Oh, is he the one doing the extra life one today?
Well, he's raising mine.
I can't smell you.
I had that chicken last night. I'll persuade him. What did I get? A
And you-
9 plus like
Throw the
6.
yellow one away.
Oh, where's my yellow one? Yeah. It would have been like a 15 on a persuasion.
a 15 plus persuasion.
Alright.
Is this from trick or treat?
Okay. If I say trick or treat, do I get it?
The starfish.
Nope.
The shell.
It's just that $3 film.
3
Oh, yeah?
bucks. That's a lot of candy.
Payment.
We need to do all the candy.
What's up, Missy?
So we're doing initiative.
Yeah, go ahead and do initiative.
So better use the yellow dice for initiative.
18.
Oh my god.
Plus, where's my initiative here? Oh, plus 8, so I got 26.
7. I'm the slowest vampire in the history of vampires. That chicken sauce ripped
What'd
me
you say?
up.
I got 26.
Wait, do I need to roll two?
You
Yep.
know what it
Yep.
was? It was the food we had last night. They had
14
barbecue.
plus, up there
What
says
would you roll?
initiative in the top.
Nothing.
Okay, so he gets a 14.
What'd you roll, Cody?
7.
Plus
That's 7
7
total.
more. Alright.
I'm waiting for him to radiant. That's actually what
It
my
is
plan is.
glowing. Yep, that's your plan.
That is my plan. I'm sticking with it.
Face down each player, set the ring on your side for subsequent rounds. Look at your card card, but hidden from other players.
All right.
Okay.
The secret tiki. Each secret tiki card features 3
Go ahead.
tikis that will score
Go
for
ahead.
you.
You
Oh,
first.
me first?
I'm
The tiki
good here.
at top of the card shows 9
Let's see, I
points.
shot twice
Only if
already,
the
right?
tiki is in
And how many
first
shots do I
place.
have in
Top
crossbow?
round.
10?
At the end of the round, the middle tiki is a card he scores 5 points. Only if it's at
17.
first, second, or third place.
Oh, sorry.
Only the top 3
19.
positions.
Come on.
Share
See the
one
horse.
warrior tikis with other players. And they may
You don't
have
do that in your arrow.
somewhat scoring order. There are no
19.
cards that are exactly
Gavin,
matched.
can sit on my lap right
My units.
now. Gavin, can sit with me? So is your sister. Mom, I'm getting the string.
Oh.
Gavin, it's your turn to throw. Mom,
Plus 6. So 12.
Okay, so the first one
Gavin,
has to be a top.
where is he landing on
So for
the
example,
boat?
this one here has to be in the top position. This one can be in first or second. This one here has to be in first, second,
go
or
put
third.
that
Okay?
in the garbage.
So tiki topple is played out over a number of rounds.
Mommy,
The
and
player
I
who
put
last
water.
has something coconut flavored starts the round. Who's likely to use
You can have some.
on your turn.
Chris?
Play one
High Noon there?
card
That's
into
your
personal
name. I'm
discard
just gonna name you
pile.
High Noon.
Hunt.
Any
My name's Hunt.
tiki piece on the board
Curry?
according to the
Yeah,
card
sure,
action.
that should be his name.
What'd you say it was?
You must play a card every turn, and it may not be used again in the round.
I'm like, Cam.
Can you take it from
Here's
your
the card.
Huh?
roll to
Card
use?
tiki up 1,
Yeah,
2, or 3.
That's number
With this
3.
action,
What is
take any
That is number
active
3.
tiki piece and move it
So I
up
shot
1,
2
2, or
twice.
3
When I went and talked to her while I was waiting, I
spaces.
reloaded my crossbow with the silver tips after we tipped them out.
Yeah, but how many bolts do you use?
Keeping them in
Total?
order.
Yeah.
Any
Total would be
gaps.
5.
You may choose to move any
There's only 20 bolts on you.
That's what I
tiki,
mean.
not
That's what I
just
said.
the ones on the secret tiki card. You
How many
cannot
are-
move a tiki card fewer spaces than dictated on the card. For example,
That's why he doesn't have as much on his.
in the line cannot move up using a tiki up 2 or tiki up 3 cards.
And I shot twice with that revolver.
Tiki top to any
Okay.
active tiki
Whose
piece
turn's next?
anywhere in the line and move it to
It's
the very
Jaden's
bottom
turn.
of the
Yeah,
line.
I'm waiting for the
Shift
lighthouse.
up to fill any gap, keeping the order of the tiki
So,
again. You
I didn't
can
put it on there,
choose
but it is
any
a color.
tiki, not just
Yes.
those on the tiki card.
Yep.
Do it.
There's
Do
two
it.
I'm not a. You got a duck?
Do it. Do it.
Tiki piece, and move it from the board.
You do it?
This
You
will
did
make the
good.
line shorter by
Alright.
1 tiki. While this will most likely be the tiki that is not on your secret tiki card, you may
I
be
made
forced to
I
play
rolled
this
14
card
on the die.
on any of your own.
So I have damage.
No damage. He's not
Once
dead.
the tiki has been
Can I-
moved
Can I-
forward
Not on dead.
out for the rest of the round. You may
Gavin,
not play a tiki first card on
Huh.
the first turn of each round.
Who's
Any
that?
round is
I am. Or
me.
okay.
The round ends on one of two conditions. Six tiki is removed from the board.
It might be.
Two tiki left. Remaining action cards.
What the?
From
What
the
the?
lore that he recited to you guys after he found out. It does sound like he's
What the? What's the Huntsman's
In either
initiative?
case, all
Did you hear
players
for
will
her?
reveal their secret tiki cards
Oh,
and check to
fine.
see if any of the top 3 tikis match any tikis in their cards. Add up any
Oh, she's next.
points and move your pawn along the scoring graph.
Huh?
According to any points scored in that round. Starting your round, place all the tikis back on the line according to the rules outlined in the setup. Each player draws a new secret
She
sheet.
is in front of
Select your
Jade
action
cards.
cards. Back in the
Cody.
page.
Huh.
3 or 4 player game. 5 players.
When you know something's wrong, just like when
Last
in
round,
black,
player with most points
kids
wins.
can't
Case
book,
of tie,
shoot 'em.
tying, players play one final round.
I love it.
Will be named the top.
All right. So how far?
For a longer game.
Still my turn.
Well, what are you doing?
He's asked me a question.
Okay. Sorry.
About tikis.
Um,
According to legend, tikis are carved statues that stand
Before you do that, I have a
represent
question.
sacred
The one that I
natural
shot the
in
silver,
some Polynesian
is
cultures.
he still active
Tikis are
or is
typically
he?
carved out of wood or stone.
He's alive, but he's still Steve Nicks. He's street
So,
name.
is he- but what I'm asking, can he attack or is
They're
he?
still stylized to
incapacitated,
reflect
is
the rich and varied spirit of the cultures.
Okay, go ahead. You get attacked.
This is
Not much much to it.
Attack the tractor because she's part of the people that turn
I'll
into
go
wolves.
first.
Yeah, I figured all that out.
I kind of got a weird feeling. I'm like,
That whole town's in trouble because they did this to him. So.
yeah, I didn't figure that out, but I wondered if the tractor was part of it.
Well, she's probably trying to stop it, but she's.
I did it.
Your turn, right, Kiki?
You have three.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this guy.
The boy is still smiling
Three.
at you. He's been hurt, obviously.
Not your turn.
He
They
seems
say what
affected,
his name was in
but
that book.
never said his name.
Oh, sorry.
That's why I was asking if
Clockwise.
It's just the boy who cried wolf. You know? And so he's sitting there and he's not sitting there. He's standing there and he looks in pain. He's staggering and he's staring at this bolt that's in his chest. It's actually steaming off of him. And he seems actually kind of impressed that you guys have figured it out so fast. And he risks it and takes his hand and yanks out the bolt. And you can tell that the wound is trying to heal. You can see that. But it's still seaming and it doesn't seem to be really doing anything. And he hisses as he yanks it off. It's just,
Okay,
it's
play
just
that
touching
one
the
first.
weird part at this point.
This one here is you remove the bottom.
And breaks the bowl in half and he looks at you impressed and he looks at the other two and
Which
not
one
that
do you go
impressed.
Hey,
And-
you owe me 2 silver pieces for that.
2 silver pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You shot me
Yeah, but you broke my bolt.
and my friend. I think we're even.
Calculate that. No.
Yeah. Life's so much worth more than gold and silver. Is it not?
No.
And he holds his attack.
He holds his attack.
He withholds.
It's your turn, Cody.
Okay. I'm, what, 10, 15 feet away? So I just missed him on the.
The mellow wire right here. Bring it.
Like 10 feet away.
Okay, close enough to do a multi attack. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, you have to move a little bit, but yeah, you should be
Yeah. I'll make a grab with the offhand, and then I will attack with the regular.
He's gonna use his reaction. So he hold it.
Baby
He's
girl.
gonna use his reaction and
Let's go, baby girl.
actually
Come,
claw attack you first.
What I was going to claw attack him.
What?
Let's do it.
Those baby
It's a
girl.
cat fight with 2 men.
You probably hit me with a 15 AC.
You want to bet?
Really? You missed?
Yeah.
I was pretty sure you got me.
I've been rolling shit all
She
day.
hasn't realized the switch.
Talking
up to 20
mushrooms.
20
We don't
percent.
swear here.
I
This
didn't
is a
see
good place. There are children around.
But
Right.
So
that's
bad
how her
it is.
character plays. And I play 2
I'm a
days.
little younger than you, Gabe. I'm still bad.
All right.
So yeah, I missed.
I'll make the first attack. This is the offhand. Oh, it's going to touch. A 19 with a claw grab.
Oh yeah, no, that was. You're
Well,
grappling.
Yep. And I'll say, let a man do a
So
boy job.
if you grapple, you can't multi attack.
You
the
can't?
claw.
No,
The
that's
claw
your first
attack.
name.
The claw attack is the grapple. It's either you attack or you grapple.
Well, I thought this was the offhand. You can't grab it. And then you're,
No, when you go for
You
a
can
grab like
multi-attack,
that,
but you
that is
can't-
your-
Oh,
that is
grappling
your-
is holding with both arms. You can fight them.
then I'll do the bite instead because that's
Right.
the only other thing I could do.
Yeah.
Say, how'd that taste?
Roll out of
D6.
this. Yeah, no roll. Right,
D6
yeah.
plus 3 piercing.
You gotta
So
roll the attack for the second attack though.
no, I didn't use the rapier attack yet. That was just the bite.
Right.
Mul-
No, that was the
multi-attack?
grab. You grab.
Grab,
that.
so you
Now
can't
gotta
use
roll to
rapier, so
bite.
you have to bite.
No, I was planning on grabbing, and instead I'm going to do
Yeah,
a
that's good,
bite.
right there.
Okay, so you
No, I'm
already went through.
confused.
You already
You-
went
Bite and
Yeah, I
rapier.
know, but you already went through the grab. You already grabbed him. Now
You
you
already
go
grabbed
and do
him.
your bite.
And I'll do the bite attack.
I guess, yeah.
So
That's
you have to
less-
roll
yeah.
an attack.
Oh, 14 plus 6.
That hits.
Because for you to use a bite, you wouldn't be able to just like that. You'd have to.
Okay, so that's 9 damage necrotic. Tastes funny.
No, what's the actual damage he does? Because there's two. There's necrotic and does regular damage.
It's so 1d6 plus 3 piercing, which was the 9, and then I need to do 2d6 necrotic.
Oh, wow.
So that's actually the meat and potatoes of this character. Is
Actually,
the
when
bite.
you bite him,
Alright, so I get 9.
as you bite down on his skin, you can taste that it's different than anyone else you've attacked before, and you just have this feeling that you know that that's not gonna like your usual.
It's not going to work.
It's not gonna work for this one. You gotta somebody you can use it with though. Don't
Okay.
worry.
I won't worry about the roll then.
Yeah.
The necrotic.
That's
'Cause
what I was saying.
You're telling me the necrotic
The
doesn't.
necrotic's not gonna do anything. The knives will do something. The bite
So
does
bite.
affect him, but the venom
Vampire
in your
part.
your venom in your
Yeah, yeah,
veins
there you go.
doesn't seem to affect him the way you think it should have, which does take you off. So by surprise a little bit.
Interesting.
Dude.
There you go. I figured it out. It took way too long to math.
All right.
Alright, now it is the tracker's turn.
I'm not going first.
So
I
She
turned
can turn into a stone golem or something.
I have the charger, but I need a
That's why
plug.
she's never found it
Can I plug
before.
it? Use it
Yeah, the
USB
big
plug-in, or
giant
is it
crawler.
water?
I'm not-
I want you to go
Don't
ahead
be
and perception
stupid.
check on the
There's
cat,
power
actually.
strip over there.
I'm gonna assume you're plugged
There's a
behind
here.
everyone else.
How long is your cord?
Oh yeah, that was.
My chicken.
Oh
How
yeah.
long she can hot and never
That'll do it. You do notice that she just seemed kind of hesitant
See
to even fire at any of them, even the boy, which is weird considering the fact that she's been hunting them. But especially what really caught her off guard was the one that jumped in front of the first bolt.
Or we
Stop
got an
it from
extension
here.
cord over there.
Like she
What
recognized
about the
him.
red one?
So we're gonna
Really?
let her father,
Over there? Okay.
And
Absolutely.
her relative of some type.
Her husband. That's an interesting thought. Sorry.
bold of you to assume she's straight.
Over there.
I assume she was straight.
Well,
I was just
I
not
said
gonna.
father.
right here.
I know what you said.
I thought she shot straight. Pardon the pun.
Why not? I had to do it.
Shooter. Sorry.
You know, I don't get often to say that sentence. All right, I choose when I can. No, she's unmarried, by the way.
Good.
But she does seem shocked to see that one, and then you can tell that she was kind of surprised by the one that was trying to grab his crossbow to stop the second, the third shot or something like that that went off, and it takes her a little bit to even come to her senses to take a shot, so she doesn't expire at disadvantage at
Oh, there we go.
my dude.
Heads down.
There we go.
There we go.
We're
From
plugged in.
who's blue?
Yeah, no, she don't.
Daddy.
Not at all.
Sure.
That was bad.
All
I
right,
just
put it up
just
there.
stopped playing this
What's that?
jealous.
Put it on there.
That's you.
I'm doing good.
So she goes to shoot,
It's lowest score.
and
That's
out
what
of
I
her
score.
like confusion and shock for seeing who she saw, her bolt, she just kind of whips it around and takes a quick shot, and it fires, and
Hits me in the back.
Takes a little bit to get traction.
she didn't do a critical one.
Okay.
That'd be bad for you though.
It was a twig.
And it just kind of shoots between it goes right by the boy's face, and you can feel that air from the bolt as it flies through, hits a tree behind you guys. And we go back to the top.
You can start.
So I look at the boy and go, from the story I understand how you'd be upset at the town.
Mom, you are purple.
How much more upset would you be if I shot her? And I pointed at the tracker.
You can see his smile start to go wider.
You
Cousin.
use a tiki
So
hot
Why
to
have
start
you
off.
said about you shooting her? She's
The
been
only
hunting
thing you
me
start off with is tiki
since
toes.
this whole thing started.
Yeah, but there's something there because she hesitated like she knew who you were.
Don't daddy.
Oh yes.
No, she doesn't know me. She knows him though. Because he's grappled. He gestures with his head down towards the first wolf you shot, still incapacitated with the silver bullet. He's the only one. As you notice, you can tell that the only one who seems to be able to actually pull out the bolt so far is the little boy. Seems that the other wolf that he shot can't seem to do anything. Even if it was just in the shoulders, looks like something you'd be able to pull out. It seems like it's whatever that silver does to these creatures is sort of very like it has a high like a kind of like a high reaction, like someone got stung by a bee, like a or something.
Sure.
But me, she doesn't know. She knows of me. We go back a few generations. My great grandfather, he knew me. He just kind of smiles wider. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh.
Never mind then.
So I go, okay, well,
Deer in the headlight.
I'm willing to let this go and let you live and leave the town alone.
Give it a minute.
Make a persuasion check for that.
What?
Make a persuasion check for that.
A persuasion check.
Oh,
Like what I would do normally.
With his glasses, I'm an old man.
8.
He doesn't believe you. No.
I just realized.
Why would I believe you with that?
I don't keyboards.
The first time we ever met, all you did was shoot me.
I don't know about you, but
And your weird smelling friend behind me now has me grappled. Why? Why would I?
our
You do
job here,
anything you
our
say.
job here is to stop the attacks on the town. If you agree to stop attacking the town, we'd be more than willing to leave.
I'm sorry.
We really
That's
don't
our
want
job.
La La Land.
We really don't want to kill this
By the
small
way,
child.
I'm 6 miles
Oh,
into a
thanks.
forest.
Now
A
that
little
you,
kid
you
comes
know,
up to me.
drank all of it.
None of the kids are
Off
going
on
out
it.
to the forest, and then smiles at me like, "No big deal. This is my forest." Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you.
It's my force, though.
Okay, keep the forest. Leave the town alone. They need to come out to the forest. Give them so far to go, so they can get their stuff they need to get for
And
where
that's
they.
the problem, though, is it not?
18.
The town already had this problem themselves.
It's not even gonna mess with us.
Choices.
Choices.
There you go. 8.
You do. Fight him again?
I'm gonna rapier him. Right.
You're not grappling him anymore?
I got 2 hands.
Right, but
So
it
grappling
takes,
is
it
2
takes,
You can't specify 2 hands or 1 hand.
the vampire would be able to grab with one, but it would take him one turn to pull it out of his.
Yeah, I still take you one turn to pull your sword out. You're
That's
not.
a whole nother. That's a whole
Something
nother.
like that.
Yeah, if you just hit him with the.
I'll either bite or I'll.
She's gonna try to reach through his stomach and pull out his sword.
Yeah, absolutely. The vampire is gonna go for the meat and potatoes here.
Try to watch it.
I'm gonna go for inside.
It's actually not your turn, though.
Oh yeah.
What he sings?
Still fight
So
her.
that's
That's
what
my
you're
that's my
doing
goal.
for-
Okay,
So
so
what you're gonna be doing for your turn? You took it, but you gotta wait until it's your
oh that's fine. I'm gonna go for the pump house.
I don't know how the alphabet works.
Okay,
Alright.
so whenever
What do you doing?
She's got to remember this village had nothing to do with what their ancestors did.
Oh, but they have everything to do with what their ancestors did.
Really.
My slave story keeps turning
that's
Done.
on. Yes. I mean, for the story now, haven't you?
So the sins
How
of
did
the
you hear about
father
the
the
story?
child has to take.
Isn't it green on it?
Oh.
So we come to a pass.
See,
That means that we
The
just
sins of the
basically
father.
have to get rid of you.
the child kept doing. I wasn't even doing anything until a year ago, and you want to know why? Why don't you ask your dear tracker friend? It all starts with her.
You have to ask them.
All starts with her. Starts with her greatest grandfather.
So I asked her, what's he talking about?
Kind of a disaster, but
She kind of seems in shock that
you want to go down.
you're
You can
even-
go play with him.
talking to this boy and actually having like a civil conversation with him.
Leave that
You know,
there.
this is supposed to be like a wicked person destroying her village, her town. And you're just casually talking to him. He seems to be reciprocating.
Back.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Somebody kick you in the chest?
Roll a different die.
No,
Oh,
someone
God.
can break my back.
But he said no. but he
You can
said
go ahead and make a sourcing check too on her.
he saw
I
that
got
he
a 14.
had not yes.
A perception.
Yeah.
An
There was
8.
Again, I got a 14.
You can tell she's very hesitant
Right.
to even answer you. She was actually kind of scared when she
Legit,
replies,
I don't know.
I don't know what this boy is talking about.
Whatever.
Then I'll go ahead and do a perception check.
Just tell her to drop her weapons. I'm still pointing my crossbow at her. Still got my crossbow pointed at her, so I tell her to drop her weapons.
She's looking at you in disgust as you're
So, Jess, you go first.
sort of teaching this boy's side, but
3.
knowing that she won't be able to
Do a persuasion on her.
persuade you because she can't
No,
do
I
anything,
can-
she drops the crossbow.
Okay, okay,
You
I
don't
was
have
gonna
to.
say.
She's
Crossbow,
intimidated.
doesn't she have bows and arrows?
Yeah.
Okay.
She drops her bow and arrow. And
Okay, I'm giving you an opportunity to explain what she's done. Or
I'll
what
make
the
an
family
opportunity.
did. Yeah.
Well, see, I was being peaceful. As it is, I am the boy who cried wolf after all. So the boy who cried wolf got turned into a wolf and stayed in this forest. Until one day, a woman, her, came into my forest beyond what is normal for hunters of that town to even go near, looking for me, believing that the folklore was true, which of course it is, but she thought I was evil. A damned creature, she called me. I haven't done anything in centuries. I haven't killed anyone. I haven't stolen anything. I kept to myself as I am pleased to be. She came into my forest and she dared shoot me. No questions. No answers of why. She thinks she was saving the town from the boy who cried wolf, who was cursed by the moon. The town is the thing that I need to be saved from. I've been here forever. Why would anyone want to live this long?
I say let's go. You take care of her.
Who's turn? Where's? Oh, well, shoot.
We've never heard an issue about this until just recently. He takes care of her, that ends the problem.
What would my character do? My character would want to roll a know an intent, what would that be called? An intent check.
Oh, insight?
Insight,
So I'm
yeah.
gonna go and
I'd have to roll a good
have
insight.
her back up and grab her bow.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. So I'm gonna grab
Would you
her
like to
bow.
roll insight, Jaden?
You would like to roll an insight, Jaden. Because it can't be any worse than my insight.
Yeah, current one's pretty good.
So I have her back up and I grab her bow.
Good ones. Might as well give up now.
So you think that we can trust this boy?
Officially don't.
You know,
What if
boy's
somebody
still
else-
smiling wolfish at you, but
I'll let go of the boy. How do I know I can trust you to not kill anybody else that comes in here and gets scared?
I didn't kill anyone. My wolves did. They're not sure how to control themselves just yet.
So they need to be dealt with, not you. What are you going to do with
Oh.
your wolves?
Prefer if you didn't kill my wolves.
So what are you going to do with your wolves?
I mean,
You have to control them, or we have to. Which one?
that's
They're not
quite
being
the
good.
question, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you can't
They're
control
not
them,
not being good.
Wolves are wolves. They do what they do by instinct.
It's not that they mean to kill people.
so who drags off the kids? Not the wolves. Surely it's you.
I don't drag off children. They come to me.
The children do
Everyone does.
from the town.
Today.
Of course.
Oh.
I never take them. See, that's the problem with that town. They always assumed I cried wolf. They always assumed I was the villain. I was 12. They were wolves. They just never saw them.
That's the end of the round.
Let's show that card.
What you doing, Jade?
What do you think there, holy man? What are you gonna do with a bunch of wolves that can't be controlled?
Your inside check on this boy and see if he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Alright, so you get 9 points for that.
Okay, go ahead, roll your d20.
9 points for that, so you get 11 points.
16.
Wow, I'm surprised that didn't just fall.
I know, right? It's
Yeah,
held
like
up by
16 plus
See, that
nothing.
green,
analysis.
that green that you took in the math is actually gonna get up
We
there.
look at
Insight.
probably the insight.
Yeah.
Nothing.
4,
Nothing.
20.
So 20. Oh yeah, you know he's just full of crap.
What do you
He's
do?
not telling the
What do you
truth
think?
about
You gonna give me a link?
about something that he said, especially in the last like 5 minutes or so. You just know he's just full of crap. He's lying.
Shoot him now.
I don't have anything silver.
Yeah, you do. Whatever you got.
He's a
Whatever weapon you
dagger,
have.
but he has that cross.
That's silver?
Across the
The
sword.
third round.
Your
is
pendant is
last
silver.
round.
I only played 3.
Oh,
But
yeah, that's 3.
you know that
Stab
you
him
know
in
that
the eye.
he's not
Something.
lying. He's not lying about the fact that it was the tracker that's basically kind of started him going to the village and taking people. But you do know that him saying that people are coming to him is a lie, and that him not crying wolf was also a lie.
So you gotta role play that with us, so that we can role play the rest of us. 'Cause you're the only one that caught that. The rest of us are just squirrel.
He's not doing an insight check because he just like, yeah, let him deal with it, and he felt so bad, so bad.
I failed
He's right
so
next. Wait, he's right next to
bad. I'm standing next to
No,
the
you're not
boy
next.
talking.
He let the boy go,
I like
and the
go
boy
with
still
him.
hasn't attacked anyone.
So I'm gonna tell the boy.
No,
Are
you're
you
gonna.
lying?
Am I lying?
You
Am
wanna?
I lying?
Yeah, I can't-
I'm gonna
Father.
persuasion.
Don't like
I'm gonna persuasion. I'm gonna say,
Or
you
quite
really
like-
wanna
No, it was at the end of
tell
the game.
us exactly the
Yeah,
truth of
yeah.
what we're asking.
You didn't make it all the way to the
That's better.
You don't
That's like an 18.
It gets the end to finish. 3 rounds, one of the highest scores.
Oh.
I'm gonna make the like a face where you're just like, do I really know? Do I really want to tell you the
Huh?
truth?
Yeah,
Because I'm pretty sure I was.
Pieces.
I don't think you were.
It's just rude that the priest, his father, would say anything about me being a liar.
I've worked with him for a number of years,
Quick orders.
and I don't.
Tell me you want to do confession.
I think you should confess everything. And
Confession?
yes, you should confess
Yeah,
everything to him, and he will make things right.
I don't make
Yeah, but my heart's not on this side. So this is
Right?
great.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if you where would your go life?
Is it my turn again?
No, technically it's still.
Whose turn is it, actually?
Technically, it's still your turn.
It's still my turn, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
moved on past him.
I'm gonna shoot the girl in the leg.
That was for what?
Go there.
11, 19,
I mean, you did
21. 21
Yeah.
total.
You hit her with your 11.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, what's worse gonna happen?
He
Die?
screams out in agony and complete
No.
shock. This is happening.
Falls down.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think
I
you
mean,
should
it's
tell
that,
us
though.
exactly what's going on.
The boy just smiles and
Huh?
looks at this girl's in agony, but he's still very much content on staying with the story.
Okay. You just let me know when the initiative.
Right, so it's
It's going
actually
down.
On this.
the second wolf's turn.
Who, where?
The other wolf.
The
The
one
other
that's laying
wolf.
on the ground?
No, the wolf that tried to stop you from attacking the
The one
second
that's been
time.
shot?
No, the other one that tried to stop you in the second
Oh,
time.
the one I missed.
The one that missed you.
We got 30
And this
minutes.
one actually is in
Yeah, so the
full
guy
werewolf
is
form.
okay with me
All
moving
right.
into the
Yes.
house.
Yeah.
Full werewolf form.
But I don't know if I should
So
stay
he's-
there.
I would.
Awesome.
All your stuff's gonna be there, right?
His clothes are ripped and shredded and barely hanging on parts of him. And you can see his teeth.
Still got signed paperwork.
Beady,
Why
teeny
make reason
yellow
why?
eyes.
So I can own the house?
And
Reminds me of my wife.
you probably said that. And he goes,
I was in
he
Carroll.
goes straight for death to
Joseph.
straight
To me?
claw attack. You can't. He doesn't have advantage,
Joe
on you,
Hug.
so he's just gonna
So
attack
I'm
you
gonna put
with not hitting you. I'm betting 6.
She heard
Your
it.
release. I like it.
Let's step outside and smoke.
Go for it. I
Yeah, I'm
need to
guessing
figure
10
out
doesn't
something
hit.
else.
I know a 10
No.
doesn't hit actually. I'm
No.
not really characters.
What's up?
No,
So he
I'm
goes
not
to
doing that.
swipe at you,
I'd have to go to the
and
VA.
as he comes
Have
down,
you been to a
you
VA?
move out of the way. And you just
You don't
swipe
wanna
straight
go.
at air.
Yes, I've been to the VA.
Getting-
Terrible.
Getting
The last time
make
my
a piece
back
of your
went out,
clothes
Yeah.
and ripping it.
Go. Might move up.
You hear anything I told him?
Somebody
Yes,
attacked me and
miss.
ripped it.
Talk to you.
Good close.
Out of my clothes?
Yeah.
Thought
He
missed.
missed you, but he got part of your clothes.
I'll tell you back when I come back in.
Man,
Alright.
now you
Last
gotta
time
pay
I
for
was
the
in the emergency
tailor.
room, they said because I had back pain really bad.
Didn't stir.
And they gave me a shot to be a muscle relaxer. It wasn't. It was a straight steroid that
Perfect.
did nothing.
Raging out.
I'm much better just to move.
No, it made me feel like I was on fire.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a fan.
That's
I
what
wanna
I'm
feel like
with.
you're a
I was just looking at this character and I'm like,
No.
they're actually just fine.
Those are a lot of points.
Hmm?
Points.
Oh. That actually isn't very
Now you got 27 minutes.
Alright, so you have 3 luck points whenever you attack. You make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw. You spend 1 a luck point to roll an additional d20,
You go
Um,
40. You could really hit.
and then you can choose which d20 you want to use.
No.
For that.
Oh. So if you roll a 1 and a 20.
You can also make you spend 1 luck point when an attack is rolled against you. You roll a d20, and then you choose whether my roll is the one I use or your roll.
Are you gonna use it?
I don't use it right now. Wait till you roll
What do you
something
do?
to see.
Wanna walk up there and hit him?
Yeah.
You
Snout?
try to use your holy cross again.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my holy cross again, and I'm gonna use my points.
All
Throw
right.
it right into his eye.
Who
Trying
using
to
it
think of what
against? You
movie
using
that
it
was.
against the werewolf or the boy?
Trying to think of what movie that was where they stuck across the werewolf's eye.
Oh, such an old movie.
Mm-hmm.
Some, where the werewolf was almost like a bad
Wait, there's 2.
1990s.
I gotta pick which one.
kind
Is it
of
American
Mhm.
Werewolf in London?
boy or the werewolf.
Werewolf.
So the boy is
Do you remember, Joe?
in front of
Yeah, I was trying to
him
think
at
of
the
that.
moment, across from you.
Wasn't it
And
the
the
Howling?
werewolf
The Howling.
Yeah.
Stuck to-
is by him, more towards the side, like more towards diagonally towards you. So if you hit the werewolf, you won't have to risk it hurting your vampire friend.
I'll do werewolf.
All right, I'm gonna make a dexterity saving throw, and I failed.
Awesome.
So go ahead and roll a
You look confused.
I'm just
a d4.
trying to pick a game.
3.
Oh,
3. So for 3 turns, that werewolf
I'm also looking at
is blinded.
Oh, awesome. You did amazing. Good work.
werewolf
there.
is blinded,
He's like,
so he won't notice when the priest, sexual assault.
what? Hey, this is a kid's.
This is
That's
P- this is
what?
PG,
That's the.
PG currently.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
yeah,
PG-13, but then I also remember I watched that movie with whatever about
Wasn't that in the news last week?
are always in the news. What are you
Something
talking
They
about?
did something about clearing out like 60 different churches or something.
Really?
Yeah, there's a movie with Mark Ruffalo where they like for the first time ever they actually had admitting of priests that were doing that. They did like a giant research. It's a good movie
Pennsylvania
though.
was the big one.
No, it just disgusts me. That's all.
Oh
all
no
I
no, I'm just saying it's a good movie though if you
Sure,
want to watch it.
Pennsylvania.
But yeah,
was the big
that's why I said not PG-13 because I remember that movie was PG-13. So PG, we don't talk about that stuff. Our priests are
one. I didn't say.
I'm sure there's gonna be, like a kids movie with that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Alright.
Sure.
Animated probably.
sure. The way they do the change the ratings anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, whose turn is it?
It is the boys' term.
Kid boy. Show me what you got.
So the boy watches as his second wolf tries to attack and misses. You can tell that he's disappointed. He tries to hide it. And then he gets impressed by what comes off of a priest's cross shooting its own. The werewolf in question staggers back, arms frowning, trying to cover its eyes, trying to rub out whatever it is that's covering his senses of seeing.
The player's handbook over.
And from there, the werewolf boy go ahead and make the surprise attack on you, vampire sir.
Alright. 2 attacks.
No advantage. It's a surprise attack.
She rolled 2 and she gets to take the highest one. Disadvantage, you roll 2 and you gotta take the lowest one.
I'm surprised
Mhm.
because of
You didn't really show that he was gonna attack anyone this entire time, and then
I was gonna attack him.
yeah, it
Just
was
talking
your turn.
about
How about
the kid
the
wasn't.
boy? The boy hasn't shown any sense of wanting to attack anyone since the entire time. There's no way you'd expect him to. He's just watching this happen.
But I knew he was full of himself.
He knew he was full of himself. You didn't. You
Okay.
rolled 1.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So
Maybe if you
basically
didn't
they
roll the
hit.
1, I'd let it go. But you rolled a 1.
Okay.
So.
We're friends. I gave you some
Will
chocolate,
22 hit?
marshmallows. No, it doesn't hit.
Yeah, it does.
I cast. No, I don't. There's no way I can
Cast
miss
Baloney spell.
that. Baloney spell.
Doesn't tell me
Baloney
anything
is
about
Baloney
on,
it.
so I
slot.
can't see.
Okay, fine.
That tells me nothing. What is superiority dice? I read it, don't tell me nothing.
You take 6 damage.
6.
Yeah.
Where'd he hit me?
Upside the head.
Well, he's 12. It's not that tall.
What's he got for weapon? Claw?
Actually, you know what? Jaden, stand up next to your dad. Give me a height. He's about your size.
Okay.
I want to see how tall you are.
Okay, fine.
I'm
Yeah,
taller
you
than
can stand up.
So he's using a claw for attack?
Yeah, stand up. I want to see how tall he is to you. He's just gonna
Ah,
just do like a spiky motion like this. So it'll be like the stomach, but
He
the
wants
stomach.
a love
He went.
Okay.
He went back like this, like
Okay.
a backhanded, but so towards like your ribs.
Sure.
You like how I use you, Jaden?
The irony.
All right, Jaden, you're gonna be the point now. All right.
Explain superiority dice,
whose
because it
turn?
doesn't really tell you anything.
I'll actually read the fighter.
70. I did. It says nothing.
Whose turn is it?
It says you have 4 superiority dice, which are 8s.
Fighter.
Yup.
Dice expended
Now,
when you use
look
it.
at,
You regain all
The
your
maneuvers.
Where?
Look at your maneuver, which is on the next page. And you have, what was it? I don't remember. Distracting strike? What did I give you?
Yeah, distracting strike.
Read what distracting strike does. It tells you how to use your superiority die for that.
Whose turn is it?
It is your turn.
I'm gonna do that next.
I'll say
I'm
my
not
turn.
roll.
So I'll use both claw attacks. I'm not going to use
Wait,
the
will I attack both
Yeah.
claws?
Yep. First attack is a swing and a miss. The second attack was closer. 13.
Does not hit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you got
I'm
a
a
roll.
weak vampire.
No.
This is an
It's not a
old
weak
werewolf.
vampire. It's a lousy roller. There's a difference.
Man, oh man.
Also remember, this is a strong wolf. This is
Okay.
an old wolf.
My turn.
Fair enough.
No.
You said a couple
What do you
hundred
mean, no?
years.
The werewolf attacks, the boy attacks, then I'm up again.
No.
Oh, the girl gets who I shot in the leg.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, she's going to get up and get pissed.
She ain't getting up. She ain't got nothing to fight with. That's why I shot in the leg. So she
Now she
can't
has a
get
bow
up
and
hit me.
arrow.
I
You
took
took your
the
bow and
bow.
arrow. Doesn't mean that she doesn't have anything to fight with.
Enough to where she can't get to me.
All right, keep
You
going.
see staggering. She half movements up. She's staggering, limping. She pulls out a.
Oh, I didn't roll that. Hold on. 6 plus 6, 12 points of damage on her. So probably 6 points only because it was right in her leg. 15 minutes.
Well, it's unfortunate this isn't gonna end. So
Oh,
she gets up and she pulls out a hand axe that was on her waist and just throws it at the boy. So I think that's what he
This is
uses.
going 7 ways weird.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was the wrong person.
That might be
That's fine.
Sorrow's really not though.
Ooh, she hit.
Good.
6. All right, now it's back to that.
Okay. First attack. Second attack. 16.
Does not
First
hit.
one was 12, 16. Okay. Jane, you're up. Mars at the wolf guy.
It's my wolf, but he's blinded, so he's gonna swing at a disadvantage at you. You're the one who knows he's near. That doesn't hit.
I got some purity dice too that I use for the D8.
Nope.
Like this last time, like I said. So it gives him an advantage.
Alright, so it is Jaden's turn. Remember that
So
werewolf
it gives
is-
him this 8, right? You attacking, Jade? What do you tackle with?
Huh?
You have spit in his eye and blinding. But this you get
Pickle? No, that was
to
a
add 2
jalapeno.
damage.
No, they are. Yes, they are.
That's his D20 die or to his attack die?
Yeah, they
It
are.
just goes
I
to
use
his
them all the time.
damage, a D8.
No, they're not. They're jalapenos.
He has to hit.
Run up and hit him with the dagger.
Okay. Or run up at him with the dagger.
Got attack.
Done that.
Not both those. Just that 20
Probably
first.
gonna take it off the next.
Five.
Plus what? 4?
Strength.
This would be your. Look at the dagger.
I got some.
Oh, plus 3.
Oh.
I've already taken 2 this morning, so.
So you get back that 8 because it does no good now. You missed.
Oh.
So all this does is if you hit and you roll your damage, you get to add this to it.
I'm gonna go run and look at some couple of pieces of furniture.
Alright.
They're supposed to have some veterans. So.
Is the boy's turn.
Okay, boy.
The boy goes into his hybrid form. So you watch as this boy transforms.
Yeah, I get 2 attacks every turn. Except this last one.
You can see he's starting to turn into his hybrid werewolf form. You can see his skin's breaking. You hear bones popping and cracking.
Oh, cool.
You can see his body's turning. You keep rolling them dice. I'm gonna
Cool.
put you at disadvantage.
All right.
So hot,
I'll still hit you.
And you can see his body is like
This is a terribly
contorting in different directions as he slowly but surely turns into this wolf.
That's his turn.
And
So
what
I'm gonna
surprises
probably
you
drop
the
that
most
truck
is when he
off
turns into
tomorrow.
this wolf, he's actually a lot larger than the other wolf you saw.
Mm-hmm.
Then I
His
could probably
skin's,
just bring
his fur is black as night. His clothes are pretty much ripped off at this point.
Well, I have
Sure.
to. Are you guys
And
getting
his
meat right away in
eyes
the
are
morning? I could probably just take it with me
bright
because I gotta
red.
bring Tom back
Okay.
down that one stuff.
and that is his turn, yeah.
And then it's
Whoa, that's
forward,
cool.
going straight from there down.
I was
to
thinking
the
this whole
shop.
turn what I'm gonna do, and it changes
Found
things
old
what you
parts
just
from the
did.
winch, so.
Yeah.
Because what I can't do is I
I told you
can't
that
push
when I
him prone
charged
and
me
jump
$100
on him
to
like
put it back on and restring it.
So instead, I'm going
I'm gonna see if
to
he'll change the oil too.
and be on his back
So I got the
and
oil.
grapple around him.
Go ahead and make
I don't know
an
what.
athletics check first, and then
Would it be a tumbling?
That'd be acrobatics. That's what she said.
acrobatics. Yeah, acrobatics. Sorry, yeah, acrobatics. And
I'm
then,
gonna do it up here with this yellow. 17. That's better.
ooh, that made it.
Acrobatics plus the
Alright,
pluses.
yeah.
It's on the
You
top.
should be
Yeah, I
well
thought
like
it
plus
was
2,
the
right?
6 actually. So he's
Plus
like
6.
a
Oh, he made it
ninja.
for sure. Yeah, no question about that.
Sucks.
Okay.
And then you said you're gonna do grappling.
Well, grappling takes 1 attack. I was reading out of it. So if I
Looks
have
like
2
you're on
attacks, I
your
can
right
actually
now.
grapple once and attack once.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
That's what you did last time. You
Yep.
grappling by a bit.
that's what I'm going to try to do this round. That way, he has a minus to hit me. That's the idea anyway.
Yep, no, that works.
So 16 plus 6.
It's
Or is that the grapple? Do I have to grapple first
Oh,
or
you hit it the first time. That's the hit. So
Okay.
do it again.
do the damage? 2d4 plus 3.
You ready, buddy?
7
Go-
plus 3, 10
go
damage.
where?
That was
Let's
a
go look
good,
at a few pieces of furniture. Dad's
Yeah,
back
that
was
was
killing him.
better than expected.
It's Cat's turn. Cat doesn't have anything to do. Has no hand axes anymore.
Dad's
And whoa. So she pulls out her short sword and moves half movement because she
We,
moved her leg,
Hey.
and that would be her turn.
Yeah,
So expect it up.
it happened again last night.
Attack and what?
It happened again
What's
last
the
night.
attack? Oh, critical miss. What happened?
Is this with your crossbow?
Yep.
Just balls.
10.
You
Well,
go
we
to
have
shoot it and you
another
hear it.
the most.
It's on
You
me.
can hear the bolts in there, and the way that the
Clip.
the clip is you have to remove the clip to get that bolt out.
I'll do a quick shoot with my revolver.
Alright.
So how many shots can I get with this?
Put it in a tray. Take it.
A
Rapid
quick
fire?
shot? Yeah,
You can release the entire.
that's what I'll do. So
You have
it's
4
not one
bullets, or
attack
did
or
you?
six
Is it 4 bullets, or did you re-roll it with the silver?
silver bullet.
One disadvantage.
So now do I roll 6 different times or just one?
Just the once, and then as you add.
17 the first hit. 17 hits. So that's at a disadvantage of 17.
Yeah, so you did hit. Alright, so roll. So every single time you, all your damage rolls,
It's a D8.
D8 plus whatever, and then you have to -1 after for every shot. So first shot's minus, second shot's -1, third shot's
Okay,
minus
so
2.
this is complete. So 4 and then
Plus what?
nothing because it doesn't work that way. I got to do the total and then I get to add plus 8. It's not current. You just
Gotta roll
dice.
against
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Okay, so I get to roll 6 times. So there's 4, and then 1,
All right, grab your phone, buddy.
7.
So for second roll was 2.
So
Minus
no,
1?
no. Well, I gotta always hit, so I rolled a 1, so it's going to be a 1 no matter what.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so 4,
Yep.
then 1, and then I just rolled an 8, so that makes it 6.
Oh, give me a heart.
That's -2, right?
Yep.
And this one's -3, which makes it a 5.
Yeah, no.
3 points, so it's -4.
All right.
And then 4 points.
Start getting
That's
sleepy,
it,
call me.
So that's my total.
Alright, thanks guys.
And then plus your.
Oh, and then
Good night.
plus 6,
And
7,
then
8.
just send me a link or whatever to that
Yeah.
donation page.
I get +2 for bonus for range attacks, and then +6
Is
for
it on
revolver
Facebook? Okay.
piercing.
I'll just donate on there. Thanks.
Cool. See you later.
Later.
You two are
Oh,
fine.
pickle.
Mommy.
So what's that total?
It was 31 damage.
How much?
31.
31.
So
You 31
as
damage.
you pull out your
It's got 6 holes in it.
you pull out your rifle and just release shot after shot after shot.
Okay, I'm agreed.
Each one hits him, he staggers back, and you're holding on.
Don't forget
You got a pretty good
You shoot
pretty
the
good
same one I'm on? Oh, nice.
So he's staggering
I
back,
wasn't
he's
afraid
staggering
of
back.
hitting you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
knew you could handle it if I did.
So he's staggering back, and these bullets are going in. They're lodging themselves in them. You don't have to worry about it going through hitting you or anything like that. But it's staggering back, it's hitting different parts of the torso. And
I got a
all of a sudden
smoking
you
gun
just
now.
see the smoke coming out from his body as the silver like, just burns his skin. And
Where is
he
it?
just howls out in pain.
I need some.
So that's what happened. It's
Nice.
the second wolf's turn.
So if he's just swinging at noise because he's blind, then he'd hit that wolf.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, I was having it. Yeah, hit that one.
No. You want that?
Roll a disadvantage, and he's gonna.
The big wolf?
No.
Oh, he's not here again. That's the only one he knows is anyone here, and that isn't said he moved. So
How would I move?
I don't know.
Want to open this for me?
I don't have to move.
Let your brother have it.
Plus, if I moved it, then
I
harder
need
to
to
shoot.
open it first.
Missed.
Okay, no more.
It's like swatting flies.
Jaden, it's your turn.
And I'm a fly and you can't swat me.
No need more.
You can do the blind one.
You're right next to
You're right next to him?
You're on full speed with your head down, hitting right in the.
These parts.
You can grapple.
on.
You can
Huh?
grapple.
So this is in the 6 seconds.
You can
6
grapple.
second intervals.
Mhm.
While he was being shot, I'll say that you were running out. You can. Well, you saw him pull his revolver out. I'll say you can run out with your dagger.
Okay,
Well,
Yeah.
you'll do it at advantage too as a free surprise. So you roll 2 d20s.
Take the highest one.
Yep. There's a d20.
No, you don't have to roll all those.
Stop.
Just 2.
That's for a movie.
11 and 1. So you take the 11. you add
11.
Kevin.
plus your what? Attack?
Yeah, I was just +3, so we didn't hit. We need to roll better dice. That's what he's
I
told you
find that
should've
the
gave him
soft
face.
stuff, I never roll. I roll better on the wood.
Yeah.
I roll better on the wood.
Unless you got a big old rock like I do there.
Okay.
Okay, who's
I'm
next?
just gonna throw this giant boulder at you.
Click clock. 8 minutes.
It is the
What
werewolf.
was that?
Werewolf's gonna go try and attack the vampire on his back at disadvantage.
Okay. Good luck.
Was it marshmallows or ice cream?
Yeah, you missed.
Good.
Is
Okay,
it-
vampire.
was it
Let's see. Do I get any bonuses on being on his back?
Because this tastes like.
Give him advantage.
Yeah, I think you get advantage from dropping.
So I'm gonna bite and I'm gonna use my other hand for claw.
Alright.
That's the idea anyway.
So roll them both at the same time.
17
No,
plus
no.
6.
That don't work like that. Take them both.
Oh.
Roll them both at the same time.
It was a hit. I
It
already
doesn't
hit.
matter. It
Tastes
don't
like
work like that.
snow.
Okay, I got 16 for
Okay,
both.
so that's the one you hit.
That's
That's
the one.
16. And
A crit?
Okay.
A true 20.
okay.
Alright, so the 16
Roll the damage to 16
goes over to
first.
the 16.
S'mores. It tastes like s'mores.
It's 3 plus 3, 6.
6.
Okay, and then now you're gonna roll your damage for the crit.
Hey, you ready
This
are
is
you
the
ready for
bite.
this? Are you ready for this?
This is the bite.
Listen,
No, wait.
listen.
How do you want to do this? He dead. How do you
Kill
want?
him.
How do
So how'd
how
you
do you
do
want
it?
to say it that you
With that
killed him?
claw, you killed him. So
Well,
No, not with the claw. With the bite, he's gonna die.
oh,
I
okay.
rip
How
his
do you want-
jugular out,
You're gonna go in there and just rip it out.
rip it all out. It's
Alright.
like,
Sounds like Van Helsing.
yeah, so 5.
Oh, it doesn't matter. With the crit, it does the full
Basically,
damage. It does the full
You
6.
describe what your character did to rip his throat out.
Yeah, that's probably what he would do as a vampire.
You kind of just reach around, right off, and you pull out his throat. As you do that, you doesn't even take time. He just timbers
How
down
come
to
every
the
time
ground.
you eat dinner, you make a mess? Can't take you anywhere nice.
Yeah?
They're put you on a leash.
Every time he eats dinner, he makes a mess. Can't take him anywhere anymore.
And you just as
That's
you go
my
down,
character telling your character after you rip the throat out.
as he goes down, you hop off his back and land on the ground. The wolf that's blinded is anguish, but you can see as he slowly starts turning back into human form, like
You
whatever
have
turned him
chocolate?
into this hybrid creature
Was the boys
was
wash
seemed to have turned him back to normal.
like
The
cursed?
the
I
one
pull
that's
my
on the
short
ground.
sword out,
You could
stab
help
him.
him. The man that's turning back.
Okay, he died. The
Who died?
man that was turning back into a human. I'm gonna stab him in the heart.
With my short sword. Can't trust him.
And the other one that got shot with the bolt steaming out of his arm. It looks like that steam is stopped. He doesn't seem as he's incapacitated anymore.
I walk over there and grab my bolt and push it in further.
He yelled on
And
English.
then I cut his head off with my sword.
I didn't think
What
about
is
that.
wrong with you?
Yeah.
Rachel Good, it says I could do whatever I feel like doing at this point in time. These are evil creatures. I am ridding the earth of evil
I
creatures.
tell him he needs help. With the prayer.
The vampire. He tells someone else needs to
The
have
man of
help.
claw needs help.
Then I walk, then
Even
I
like
walk,
it is this
then I
blush
walk
is
over to the
your
girl.
chin.
I walk up to the girl and I just rip my bolt out of her leg. And I just put it back in my bolt.
Explain that one to her.
And that's the campaign.
And
Nice.
then I leave her there and walk home.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
That was cool.
Yeah, good run.
I like the
It
characters.
takes way too long though for this. This stuff takes forever.
You just
to
gotta
get
It's
keep
the,
people
it's the
to-
role playing.
You
thing.
just
Yeah.
gotta keep pushing it. That's what I was doing. Keep pushing it until
Yeah.
you get the right thing, and then jump on something that you hear, and then you push that a little bit further to see how far you got.
Yeah.
That's why I said, okay, she went out there hunting every night. That's when she goes. Only when she goes. Okay, well, let me follow where she went and see what
Yeah.
occurs. Cool.
Yeah.
I would have shot her in the face right off the bat.
I tried.
She sounded
She
odd.
sounded weird.
Yeah. See,
It was like
I
the boy
tried.
carrying books or
So,
the smile.
I left her alive in the woods 6 miles out of town with a wound in her leg. I figured the wolves would have lunch.
You left her alive.
But with the wound, and she can't walk, so I'm good.
One in the head.
Yeah,
that's
zombie.
No problem.
That's so much not so fun, a little tearing of the wood, the legs, and
She's not a zombie.
Yet.
Zombie.
I thought you were gonna do more Halloweenish, but this is pretty good.
werewolf was a Halloweenish.
I don't know if that's Halloween.
No, that's every day.
Huh?
Werewolves are every day.
Well,
Yeah,
Halloween.
that werewolf was.
That one was Halloween. Talk about.
See a kid, shoot
Yeah,
a
you're
kid in the middle of the woods by himself, smiling at you, shoot him. I learned that from every movie I've ever seen. It's called Men in Black.
Every movie I've ever seen. One movie.
It's the only movie I've ever
This
seen.
yellow's yours.
There's my notes.
That rolls well.
Oh.
I want to read the notes.
The only reason why I shot the kid is because he came out of nowhere, smiling at me, and
Well, I
wanted
didn't
to
say anything
explain
about it.
something to me. He's 10 years old.
He's 12.
Doesn't
Scares
matter.
the crap out of you.
He was way too intelligent for a 12-year-old.
Agreed.
Yeah, it was really.
Yeah,
That was the point. That's why I was here.
Too intelligent for a 12-year-old, huh? Now, if he would have ran up to me and said, help me, then he'd have had me because I would have been nice about it.
Help me, help me. And then he would put his
Turn
paw on
and
your
kill me,
back.
that's right.
Do you hear that noise? Look, it's over there.
You guys come out of the cabin, and I got this little kid with this wolf head attached to my. Well, thank you guys for coming.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I already have an idea for another one shot.
We'll be here the
That
rest
one
of
will
the night.
probably last longer though, so we gotta plan for that.
Right, Joe?
Yeah.
We'll be here the rest of the night. Except if I don't pee soon, I ain't gonna be going nowhere.
Hey, Joe, what do I get for those 2 pops?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Wanna make a
Whatever
donation
you want to
to
give to that charity.
Then you do that. But yeah.
That's a chill. Whatever you want to give to that charity.
This is just for charity.
See?
You're allowed to pee on yourself.
Beat him with the wolf can like a real wolf man. That's how they killed the Lon Chaney Jr. Beat him with the silver cane.
That's what it was.
With a